So, Wrexham lining up with Coddington in goal. Across the back, James Jennings comes back in, so it's Kevin Roberts at right back, Manny Smith and Sean Pearson centre-backs, James Jennings at left back. In midfield, Mark Carrington shifts into the centre of midfield. Marcus Kelly returns from injury at left mid, so it's Rutherford, Carrington, Wedgbury and Kelly. And up front, Scott Bowden keeps his place, but Alex Reid makes way, so Chris Holroyd makes his second start of the season. On the bench are Wrexham, Calon Preston, Jack McCrath, Latumba Masanka, Alex Reid and Akil Wright. Well, Rich, it's so clearly Keats has recognised we need a bit more creativity, and he's really shaken things around, hasn't he?
I think it's evident after Hartlepool something needed to change.
Yeah.
But defensively, it was sound against Hartlepool. Yeah. Not that they were troubled too much by them, but certainly from attacking point of view, it wasn't really getting past the third of the pitch, and something needed to change, and it needed a bit more creativity. And I think looking at this squad we've got today, there's going to be a bit more in the width.
Yeah.
I think that's what needs to happen. I think Carrington, good holding midfielder, and especially with Rutherford on the wing. And obviously starting Holroyd today over Reid, which I personally thought had a poor match against Hartlepool, and I think it's quite a promising lineup there.
It's interesting to see Holroyd start, and he's got the pace to break in behind. A lot of fans will be surprised Bowden is continuing, because he was subbed just after the hour on Tuesday. Came in for a little bit of stick from some supporters, and maybe some people will be a little surprised to see him keep his place.
I would tend to agree. I think he was particularly poor as well. Maybe Dean's keeping a bit of faith in him. Maybe playing up front with Holroyd. Similar type of players. I think Holroyd's a bit better at creativity and holding the ball, but we'll see how they pair up. Obviously, they've got the backup on the bench, so they need to change it. Yeah, Reid and Masanka are both strikers who come on, aren't they? And interesting as well on the bench, Akil Wright. Now, I've got to say, we made Akil Wright man of the match on Tuesday in our commentary. He played very well at Torquay as well. I'm slightly surprised he's made way, I've got to be honest. Yeah, I think he's had to change it. He's had to be a bit ruthless. Yeah. I think obviously the fans were frustrated Tuesday with the lack of creativity up front, and he's had to make change. And I think unfortunately he's had to sacrifice some players to obviously the demise of some of the others. I think obviously seeing Jennings back in defence is a big plus today. Coddington, I think it's a bit of excitement, I think, in the ground today, seeing him return. A bit of a surprise, I think, for a lot of the fans. It wasn't announced till late. Yeah. It was a very late call, wasn't it, to announce him. He was announced at 2 o'clock. The deal had already been done, obviously. But it's we kept that under our hats pretty well, and he was a class act when he was with us last season. 5 matches he managed and saved 2 penalties in that time, but like Christian Dibble did at the start of this season. He's a good bloke to bring in while we wait to see whether Dunn and Dibble can recover from their respective injuries. 4 keepers though. We needed the cover though, didn't we? Potentially at the moment we would have only had 1 keeper fit had we not brought somebody else in. So somebody had to come in. I think it's a huge bonus that it's Coddington. Absolutely, yeah. So, well, that's a bit of a surprise to say the least. But looking at the Guiseley side as well, they line up with one obvious player lining up for them, John Rooney, back at the racecourse, having had a controversial spell, shall we say, here last season. It's a big weekend for the Rooneys, isn't it? Wayne tomorrow going back to Everton, but this is clearly the one that's captured the nation's imagination. John Rooney coming back here. He's liable to get a bit of a rough reception, I think, isn't he, Rich? Yeah, and imagine this is the one what beyond Sky Sports. Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see the reception from the fans. I think there was a lot of high hopes last year when John arrived at the club, a lot of excitement. Yeah. And I think the fans didn't quite understand why he moved on. Obviously, there was personal issues behind the scenes, and obviously he's got his new club. Wish him all the best there. But it'll be a frosty reception today, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the issue here, as it has been presented by the club, is that the deal seemed to be done. Rooney agrees, and then all of a sudden there was an intervention from his agent, and everything changes. And well, that's always going to be something that will rile the supporters of other teams, of any team, I think, isn't it, really, in all honesty?
he's a dangerous customer though. And what worries me is that you look at what he did when he was coming off the bench and trying to prove up points to Keats. He was scoring goals. You look at what he did with Chester, with Wrexham rather, when he scored against Chester, and with Chester scoring against us, raising himself for big matches. That makes me nervous about today, because he's the sort of guy who will step up to the plate on a day like this. The fans are booing him, and he wants to stick it to him, I think.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure one of the conversations in the dressing room will be, do not let him score.
Yeah.
I wonder whether Manny will be the man marker today for him.
Well, he'll probably play out on the right, and it'll be a case then of whether he can drift inside, just like he used to do for us. He'll drift in, he'll maybe not take too much defensive responsibility, but he'll come in and try and create. So it's whether he can do that defensive part of the job as well. We feed in behind him, maybe we can hit them on the break and we can counter-attack. Although Kelly marking him suggests that he may be told to keep tight to him and try and tuck in and follow him around.
Yeah, I think the dangerous bit will be any free kicks in and around the area, because he is particularly good at his free kicks.
The Molyneux as well on the other side is a danger for set pieces too, and Wrexham have to watch out for him. So plenty for us to consider. Let's have a little consider of what Dean Keats thought after the match at Hartlepool on Tuesday.
I'm Chris Holroyd, follow Wrexham AFC on Calon FM. Dean, do you see that as a point earned or 2 points lost?
It was definitely a point earned. I think the lad put a shift in. They worked hard and they competed, and that's the minimum we can ask for, but we didn't really create too much, if I'm entirely honest.
No, it wasn't great service to the strikers, was it?
No, it was difficult conditions. Obviously, we're not blessed with a big target man, somebody who's going to go up there and can compete for everything up in the air. So obviously, we have to look at different ways to try and break teams down, and we knew how to operate at the middle of the park, and obviously didn't really just give us any passing lines to break through.
When did Calon Preston know he was playing?
We knew obviously since Sunday night with the Dibsy situation, and obviously had a chat with Calon yesterday and got himself ready. And I think he was magnificent for Monetized. He did the bits that he had to do. He pulled one great save off.
He made one crucial save, didn't he, in that second half?
Yeah, obviously there's that one check. I think there was only probably about 2 minutes in the game. That was only like a goal of action, really. He hit the crossbar, and obviously then still part of that phase of play. Obviously then he done what he came in to do, and that was he saved it.
Over 500 minutes without conceding a goal now, Dean. How do you look on that?
That's positive. Obviously, we feel like keeping a clean sheet always gives you a chance. Obviously, we look organised, and as I said, we said before the game, can we keep a clean sheet? But obviously, we didn't create enough tonight to go on and force the win and get all 3 points.
So, Guiseley now on Saturday, you're looking for just a bit more sharpness in front of goal, because it's 2 blanks you've drawn the last 2 games.
Yeah, obviously it's disappointing. Obviously we've kept 2 clean sheets. That's what we want to keep, clean sheets. But obviously we've not picked up maximum points. Obviously at weekend we'll look at rectifying that and get all being well getting 3 points.
But while you're on this unbeaten run, there's no need to panic too much, is there?
No, I wouldn't say you need to panic regarding anything. Obviously, you look at Saturday's game, we were a more capable team. We had a better chance on Saturday, we didn't take them. Obviously, on another day, Manny's had 2 headers, and one hit the crossbar, and one he should have hit the target with, but he went over. But obviously tonight we didn't create enough.
And the lack of a big target man, does that mean you have to almost earn and create your goals more so than you would be able to if you had a target man? Yeah,
definitely. As you said, he give us we ain't got the opportunity of just launching the box, and that's something we go on when he headers. Obviously, we have to work different ways, and tonight I thought when we got in the right areas, a bit like at the weekend, we cross line on the top of the net and on the wrong side of the goals, and obviously we got behind the back of him, and he just got pulled back, not enough back to Chris Elwood.
But you're still right up there, aren't you? Even at early stage, I think a few points covers 14 clubs in this division. Is it going to be like this season, do you think? Yeah, I don't think come all 14 clubs will be tied into it that much. I think it will be tight, but I don't think it'll be 14 teams in this. I imagine there will be about 8 to 10 teams I'd have foresee being in there competing at the end of the season. You're going to be one of them?
That's the plan.
Cheers.
Any movement, Dean, on bringing players in? There's talking, John Mills was talking in the programme next about still trying to bring somebody in.
Yeah, we're still looking. Obviously, there's options there. Obviously, we were out last night taking games in, and obviously, so we're looking and always looking. Obviously, Chrissy Oldboy's back now. Obviously, it's almost like a new signing. Obviously, Jack McCree's got minutes tonight. Obviously, Marcus Calon back in contention for the weekend. So obviously, it's we've got bye tonight. Obviously, we lost Geno through suspension, and obviously Hursty picked up an injury at the weekend. So obviously, we're a little bit threadbare tonight. But as I said, we've got 1-2 back available.
You got, as you say, you got another home game on Saturday against a team again who've struggled so far this season. Do you think it's important to the players to maybe try and get the result on Saturday? The fans are getting a bit frustrated as well, obviously, and that makes it more difficult for the players.
Yeah, obviously, you can understand the frustration. You want to win football matches, and obviously, but you're not always going to win. It's often that's the case, and if we're not going to win. Especially at home, we try not to concede. In any game, try not to concede. And as I said last night, I thought they worked hard, but obviously we just lacked a bit of quality.
I'm Sam Wedgbury, follow Wrexham AFC on Calon FM.
So there you are, Dean Keats, recognising last Tuesday that more creativity was needed, and he has acted. The teams are now out on the pitch. So to go through those teams once more, Wrexham lining up with Luke Coddington making his second Great Scores debut in goal, Kevin Roberts at right back, James Jennings at left back, Manny Smith and Sean Pearson are the two central defenders. In midfield, Paul Rutherford on the right side of midfield, Marcus Kelly on the left side of midfield, Mark Carrington and Sam Wedgbury, the two central midfielders, and up front Scott Bowden and Chris Holroyd. You can hear there a reception for John Rooney from the fans. The Wrexham subs, Callum Preston, Jack McGrath, Latumba Masanka, Alex Reid and Akil Wright. As for Guiseley, they line up with Joe Green in goal, at right back Connor Brown, left back Daniel Lowe, central defenders Rob Atkinson and Ashley Palmer. In midfield, they also play 4-4-2. Right hand side is Jake Rooney. In centre mid will be Jake Lawler and William Hatfield. Left-hand side, Lee Molyneux. Up front, Raul Correa and Coyote Odejay. Subs for them, Kevin Hurst, Rhys Thompson, Frank Mulhern, Marcus Williams and Daniel East. It's a game you feel Wrexham will be desperately needing to win, really, just to build. You get 2-0 and then they win, you don't feel so bad about it.
Yeah, I think when I was looking over the history before, it's 20 years since Wrexham had 3-0 on the bounce. I don't think it'd be catastrophic if it was a draw. But, the league is so close at the second. That I think it's hard to call this league. After 10 games, you generally can start to get a picture of how the league's going to form up and who's going to be fighting at the top. But at the moment, there's only 4 points between 15th and 1st. So I don't think, even if they lost today, it wouldn't be catastrophic to their season. But a win, they could be at the top of the table at the end of the day.
Absolutely right. We've now got to pause for a moment, for a minute's silence to commemorate the Gresford disaster, whose anniversary, of course, falls close to this match.
A minute's silence in memory of those who perished on that awful night.
Silence for the anniversary of the Gresford disaster, one of the most horrific disasters that mining industry ever experienced, and one which of course had a major impact on Wrexham Football Club, not only because it was such a traumatic experience for the community, but because so many of the people on the ship had switched shifts in order to work the night shift so they could come to the Wrexham game the next day. So there was an immense impact on the club in that direct sense too. As we get things underway, Wrexham kicking towards the Kop, red shirts, white shorts, and Wedge very immediate knocks it long and wins a throw-in off Brown. Throw Lavrier, left-hand side. Guiseley are wearing all blue. As Jennings quickly takes the throw inside to Carrington, restored to his central midfield position, round the corner to Holroyd, 25 yards out, and he runs into trouble, dispossessed. And now a chance for Lawler to bring the ball away. He's hassled by Holroyd, who forces a long clearance from Brown. Popped down by Roberts, and Wrexham have it on the edge of their own area. Manny Smith giving Coddington his first touch of his second spell at the club, and the young keeper takes a touch and wanders up to the edge of his area. Important we get on the front foot here, I think, isn't it, Rich?
Yeah, show your dominance. You're the home side. Show your dominance early on. Be nice to get an early goal just to settle into the match, give the lads a bit of confidence.
Wrexham come forward, snappy ball by Jennings, good lay off by Bowden, but Holroyd loses his balance and loses the ball. Played long. Oh, nice work by Smith, who takes it coolly on his chest and feeds it on. Roberts to the halfway line. Rutherford gets his turn in, squares it to Wedgbury. Good ball over the top, looking for Bowden. He can't get to it though. It would have been better if Holroyd's pace had been herring after that. It's smashed clear in the end, out for a throw into Wrexham on the halfway line, right-hand side. As I mentioned earlier on, interesting that Kelly's back on the left-hand side. You know, he's capable of playing left-back. He may well be keeping a close eye on Rooney, I think, just to make sure he can smother him.
Yeah, I think he's got 2 jobs today, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's going to have to provide the width to also monitor Rooney, and I imagine he's going to get some. There's going to be some breaks, I think, which he's going to have to contend with.
Wrexham take the throw in, and Wedgbury switches cleverly to Jennings. Jennings, good ball to the edge of the box. Bowden flicks it on. Holroyd just beaten to it. Good defence by Atkinson. Bowden brings it down. Lovely ball down the left. Jennings chance to cross. Takes a touch. Hits the goal line. Decides to take on Rooney instead. Rooney tight to him. Jennings pirouettes. Jennings still finds Rooney sticking to his task. He swings in across. Bowden nearly touches it on. It sticks between the right back Brown's legs, and he's able to come out with the ball. He's a little lucky there. Gives it to Rooney, who can clear. Rooney knocks it long. Gets his first proper booze of the match. Pearson heads it away, and Hadfield's touch is heavy, and he's angry with himself as it bounces off him for a throw to Wrexham left-hand side, 30 yards out from their own goal, which Jennings will take. The worry is, maybe for Wrexham's fans, after the last 2 games, here's a side who are going 4-4-2 who will match us up and may be able to just nullify us and give us another tight game.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a close contest as it is. I mean, just a bit of an observation. The last 3 meetings between these 2 sides, one team has scored 3 goals.
Absolutely.
And we've had a 3-3, a 3-2, and a 3-1.
Jennings concedes a free kick in midfield. Actually, all 4 meetings. The first one was a 3-1 to them.
Yeah.
Neither side's ever kept a clean sheet in this fixture. But both sides are racking clean sheets up consistently, so we'll see. Paul Cox has come in as manager of Guiseley last 2 games and has clearly tightened things up. They're down the bottom of the table, but 2 0-0 draws in a row is a considerable improvement for them. Now, free kick to them in midfield, right-hand side. It's about 35 yards out, and Molyneux wants to swing this into the box. Although first, the referee is being very, very picky about where he's going to take it from. He's rolled it back about the width of the ball, and now the referee's happy. Not quite sure what that achieves, but Molyneux will swing it in from almost exactly the same spot. Wrexham hold the line edge of the area. Molyneux whips it in towards the penalty spot. Pearson, strong header. Now then, can Wrexham start to break? Cute little turn by Bowden, and plays a good ball the outside of his foot, looking for the pace of Holroyd, but it's well covered round the back and fed back to his keeper. Though it's charged down, Holroyd creates a loose clearance. They get away with it, Guiseley, but only just. It was good work initially by Lowe covering, but when he played it back to the keeper, Green, Holroyd nearly got a tackle in, and the keeper hit it flat along the ground through the middle and was lucky he picked up the retreating Palmer coming back. And there's a little moment of encouragement for Wrexham. Trouble is, Wrexham have found it hard to create lately. They need to capitalise upon those little fortuitous moments. An early goal would change the complexion of this match. As Lowe stands the ball in, Pearson's underneath it. It's nodded down well in the end by Correa, beg your pardon, by Odejay, but harmlessly, and Coddington retrieves it. He's a big unit, Odejay, and he'll test 2 informed centre-backs today, I think, won't he? I
think the 2 of them would have a handful, not only with Odejay, but also Correa as well. I think Manny's going to have his... if he's going to try and get another man of the match, it's going to earn it.
Pearson does well to win the ball, knock it over the top. Kelly runs in the box, takes on his man. Can he commit him? Hits the goal and drives it across the face, wins a corner. Kelly got into a very dangerous position there, but Palmer did well to stay on his feet, got tight to him, and Kelly just couldn't see the angle to drive something in. He was virtually got into the 6-yard box running along the goal line, but wasn't able to deliver. So corner, left-hand side, Rutherford spots it up. Manny Smith jogs to the far post. Wrexham have 2 players, the 2 strikers, blocking in the keeper. The rest around the edge of the area, swung in towards Manny Smith, easy take for the keeper. Wrexham tried that corner, just putting it beyond the far post, but Rutherford didn't get enough on it. Pearson being blocked off the ball as well, and it was an easy take for Green. He might calm down a little after his nervous moment of a few minutes ago, as Lowe rolls it down the line, Correa back to him. Lowe tries it to the second hole. Hatfield won't get to that. Pearson nods it down inaccurately, though. The long-range drive by Correa was not far wide. Coddington was leaping after that, went just wide of the left post. That was a decent effort.
Certainly was. Testing Coddington in his first few minutes here, back at the club.
It's a really crisp drive, isn't it, from about 25 yards out. Coddington was really leaping. He was worried. He thought it was on target. It wasn't quite, but an early sign of danger from the Guiseley striker. Goal kick, Coddington will take. 6 minutes here on Calon FM. Still Wrexham 0, Guiseley 0, as Holroyd flicks it on well. Kelly has got Bowden inside him, but he turns into trouble. He's done well to retrieve it and win a throw off Rooney, mind. It was nice footwork that by Kelly, who's looked lively early on. He complains to the referee. He's got a stud mark on the top of his thigh. Didn't see anything untoward going on there, to be honest. Jennings with a throw in then, 35 yards out, left-hand side. This is a more open field than last Tuesday. Oh dear, as Jennings throws it. It slipped out his hands right up in the air. Guiseley complained about the foul throw, which it wasn't because he had the ball behind his head. And while they complained, Holroyd was very alert to come back and reclaim possession. Now Roberts knocks it down the line. Awkward one for Atkinson, who does well to take it in the chest, having made the mistake of letting it bounce. And he knocks it long for Correa, who is beaten in the air by Manny Smith. Roberts over the top. Bowden chases, but that'll bounce all the way through to the keeper, who's immediately sees that his manager is barking at the right back to offer a throw. But Brown isn't quick enough, and so Green, the keeper, will go to the edge of the area. There's something pleasing about a side with a goalie called Green and a right back called Brown. I like that. Long kick. Odijay backs in, good strength, where it bounces off into Carrington, who helps it away. Then Kelly is clipped by Brown. Nothing sinister, but it's definitely a foul to Wrexham. Free kick to Wrexham in their own half. Left-hand side. Wrexham needs to be getting the ball down for Carrington if they're going to get the value out of him, you suspect, and just try and move the ball around on the floor. They haven't done yet, have they?
No, I think he's pretty much a marked man at the moment. The 2 centre mids have got him under control. I think they need to utilise the width a bit more at the time. Kelly's got a lot of space here on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's been lined down. Rutherford's not been so involved. There's a massive kick by Coddington, headed firmly away by Atkinson. Carrington fights for it in the air, but is beaten to it by Lawler. Here's Roberts now as the ball's bouncing around like a hot potato, but Wrexham nudge it on towards Holroyd. Good strength by Atkinson to beat him in the first instance, then launch the ball away. Manny Smith wins the ball, and Holroyd, good idea looking for Rutherford, but he can't pick him out because of some diligent work by Molyneux on the cover. Smashed away by Green. Headed up in the air, rather, by Odijay. There's another go at it. Looks for Correa. Pearson beats him to it, and then the Guiseley striker clatters into him late. Free kick in midfield, which allows Wrexham the chance, well, to get some players forwards. There's not much height going forwards, having said that. Centre-back stay back. The referee is a Mr. J. Hull today. Name doesn't ring a bell. I'll look at my referee's hit list in a minute, see if he's come up. Pearson knocks it. Holroyd looks offside and he doesn't challenge for it because he can't, and he complains to Pearson. The two of them are having a long-distance disagreement. I wouldn't want an argument with Pearson, I've got to be honest.
They're all quite big lads, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Just noticed Jennings was getting some instructions from the bench then to a moment ago just to utilise the wings.
Well, I mean, Rooney is a player, as we know, who doesn't like tracking back, and if Wrexham can get the overload down that side, the scope was Pearson's whacked in the face. It was accidental. The ref ought to have stopped play there, but Pearson has got up, of course. Jennings wins a good tackle on the halfway. I say, of course, because he's essentially indestructible, Pearson, isn't he, really? And it's head tennis once more as Correa tries to bring down an awkward ball. Manny Smith snaps him with a hard tackle, and the ball spins to Pearson, who clears. And he's taken lace, and that is a foul by Correa. Again, nothing too sinister in it, but he just followed through a bit. Pearson begins his weekly disagreement, his weekly running argument with the officials by complaining it's a second foul that Correa's committed against him, and he's now making the point to the ref. The blow in the face was totally accidental. That one was a foul, but nothing to get too dramatic about. But he's a good pro, Pearson. He'll put the thought in the ref's mind, won't he? This guy's fouling me all the time. And
yeah, it's I think it's too. It certainly don't want a yellow card. Not at this stage of the match.
Oh, absolutely not. As Coddington looks for Holroyd, but it's too strong, straight into the cop. But I mean, the two big, strong strikers. I mean, Correa's more capable of running off a man, a bit more pace. So the Giants are really not big unit who's strong in the air, and they're going to give Smith and Pearson a good physical scrap. Sometimes I think that's what they want, though. They enjoy a battle, those two centre-backs.
It keeps them on their toes, isn't it, the whole match?
And I think often for a centre-back, you want that. You want a guy going one-on-one straight up against you, and it becomes a battle of strength. It's when people are moving around you, maybe dropping off, making you make decisions where you have to go to track them. That it's most difficult. It's from the goal kick. It's won by Jennings. Holroyd tries an extravagant overhead kick, which is cleared comfortably by Lowe, and then Odijay inconveniences Manny Smith, which allows Rooney to feed it onto Correa, running at the last defender. Pearson with a good tackle, loose ball to Hatfield, out to Rooney. He swings an early good idea to the far post, overhits. Molyneux can't keep it in, although the fans are laughing at Rooney. That's the danger. It was good vision to see that possibility of that pass, wasn't it? He just overhit it.
It was good build-up play. Good build-up play. There was no other options for him. His other option closed down by Jennings. It was good build-up play by Geisley.
If he just took a little off that, though, he'd put Molyneux in and marked on the far post. It was the right idea. And that's what Wrexham got to be careful with, as Holroyd's conceded a free kick in his own half, jumping onto the back of his man. And Geisley, who I think will be pleased with the positive start they've made to this match, have a free kick left-hand side, about 30 yards out, and another chance to take it. Rooney goes across in front of the Bold Road stand and gets an unfriendly reception. Two-man wall for him to negotiate. Steps up, sweeps it in dangerously. Pearson gets up and goes behind for a goal kick. It was free kicks given for climbing on Pearson. It was a good climb by the centre-back to get anything on it, but again, just that danger of Rooney from set pieces as well.
That's Rooney's danger area, isn't it? You've got to stop him from. If you give them the opportunity to have free kicks from there, there's a good chance they're going to score. He's a good whipper into the ball.
Well, that was the identical position from on the wrong side of the pitch, the way he scored a phenomenal goal against Geisley last season in injury time. So goal kick's taken, Holroyd flicks it on and is very lucky to get a throw in. It looked like it came off him last to me. Thrown in quickly to Holroyd, yeah, absolutely. Edge of the area, goes back to Jennings. Carrington now in midfield, can switch, fakes to switch, then cuts inside. It's clever, feeds it inside to Holroyd. He's dropping off a lot and looking for options. He's fouled from behind by Brown, who tracked him from right back. Changing configuration, Bowden off and the striker dropping off. He's very much the last striker today, isn't he? And Holroyd's linking up play.
Yeah, I personally thought Carrington made the wrong decision then, and then he pulled it off. It was good play.
It was cleverly done, wasn't it? A nice disguised pass after pretending to go wide. And Holroyd's won the free kick. And Wrexham are in midfield now. Wedgbury and Jennings stand over it. Jennings will take. Geisley hold a very high line, well outside the box. Jennings plays it short to Wedgbury and goes on the outside. Wedgbury uses him neatly. Jennings swings an early ball in. Brown heads it away at the edge of the box. Hatfield helps it on. Rooney caught in possession by Kelly. He's unlucky he couldn't keep the ball in. Good snappy play by him. Throw to Geisley, level edge of their own area, right-hand side. It's a throw which Brown will take. He's got Hatfield and Odijay, lots of height in the first and second hole. Throws towards Odijay. Pearson gets it well to beat him. Holroyd brings it down well in midfield on his right foot. Feeds it back to Roberts. Roberts as Rutherford's hurrying to try and give him width. He rolls it inside to Wedgbury instead, who's tripped in midfield. Lots of free kicks early on. They're a good competitive side, guys. They're fighting every inch of the pitch, aren't they?
It's not the size of the midfielders. They're some big guys, especially this number 10 in the middle here. They're going to have the work cut out today.
Jennings plays a clever ball down the left-hand side. Is Kelly onside? I think he was, but he couldn't keep it in. It was just overhit and it rolls behind for the goal kick. So
I'm going to say, sorry, it's number 6, not number 10.
Yeah. Well, Hatfield is massive, isn't he? He's a really big guy. He's standing alongside Character now and towering over him. There's good physicality in this Geisley side. You know, watching the last couple of matches, they really commit to their tackles. They fight in midfield, and they're doing that right here, right now. Goal kick then, which will be taken by Green. 15th minute here on Calon FM. It's Wrexham 0, Guiseley 0. Jennings attacks it. Hatfield wins the header and it goes out for the throw to Guiseley. Right-hand side. Will be taken by Brown as the ball handed to him by Keats. Odejayi's in the first hole. Down the line.
I'm sure guys will feel they can get something out of this match today, having got their first point of the season last week against Barrow.
They're battling away as the ball drops to loose. Manny Smith's done well to feed it back to Coddington. Coddington drives it long. Bowden's isolated up front. Does really well to win the header against Atkinson, but he's got nobody in support, and it'll dribble out of play for a throw to Guiseley. 25 yards out from their own goal, left-hand side. Yeah, it's a funny history to this fixture, isn't it? I'll say funny so far. Full of goals. Least goals in a game between these two sides is 4. Neither side, as we said earlier, has kept a clean sheet. But these two teams look set up to keep clean sheets at the moment. Wrexham is a throw-in's taken. Roberts wins it well. It's bobbling around in midfield. Correa tries to help it on. Intercepted and quickly switched wide by Wedgbury. Too quickly. Kelly sprints after that. He's done brilliantly to keep it in and win a throw-in. Didn't think he was going to manage that. Kelly's been bright early on, a player who maybe hasn't grabbed the attention so much so far this season.
Yeah, he's certainly, if I was to choose the man of the match now, he certainly would be the number 1 contender for that.
Molyneux's driving through the middle, stopped by Wedgbury. Excellent tackle. Now then, can Roberts get up to support Rutherford, who's hurrying forwards? He can. Roberts goes beyond. Rutherford's carried it a long way. Now he's being held up and has to go backwards to Wedgbury. He switches quickly. That's a good idea. Looking for Jennings. The bounce doesn't help Jennings. He heads it inside looking for Kelly, who gets him behind Brown and helps it on to Jennings around the back of the defence. Can he deliver? Near post ball. Makes a goal. Can't quite make contact. And then Bowden gets a touch and puts it just wide of the far post. And that was unlucky, wasn't it, Rich?
Just couldn't get his studs to the ball. But brilliant builder. Lovely cross by Jennings. Both strikers not able to notch it into the net.
So, goal kick will be taken by Green. So close to the opener. Holwood at the near post just couldn't quite reach it. Bowden at the far post and full stretch. Put it wide. It was a very, very difficult finish. Goal kick taken. Drops in midfield. Lifted over to the nasty one, but Coddington charging up to the edge of his area to grab hold of that. So, still 0-0 here on Calon FM. 18th minute. Coddington on his right foot. Drives it down the left-hand side. Holroyd jumps, headed firmly away, but Rutherford puts it back in. Nearly falls for Bowden. Atkinson gets a touch to it. Bowden gets to it and ushers it behind for the corner. And Wrexham just starting to open things up a little bit.
Certainly more entertaining than Tuesday night.
Oh, man. Many things were more entertaining on Tuesday night. It was a good battle, and you felt there were two decent sides, to be fair. But it wasn't exactly a thriller minute, was it? Rutherford will take an in-swinging corner. Swept in beyond the far post, and again he's under hit. The keeper drops it, but gets to it the second attempt. But that's 2 corners Rutherford's had, and he's under hit both of them disappointingly, hasn't he? It's the keeper's area.
Yeah, I think they should try something else if Rutherford's going to carry on taking them. Well, he's take a short corner.
I mean, his delivery's been very good this season from corners. He's set up 2 goals, as I recall, Boreham Wood and Woking. But he's under-hitting those. It's hit long by the keeper, and Manny Smith ducks underneath it, lets it bounce through to Coddington, who quickly releases, looking for Bowden. He's put it, though, down the throat of Palmer, who heads it away, helped on well by Lowe. Roberts, clever ball inside, Wedgbury on the corner, overhit it, Rutherford can't get to it. Throw to Guiseley, 30 yards out from their own goal, left-hand side.
Yeah, looking at the size of these defenders of Guiseley, if we look at the probability, are we going to win anything in the air off the corners? Maybe play it short and try and bring it into the box.
Yeah, and in open play as well. Holroyd and Bowden work hard in the air, but they're not big. The ball run well by Roberts. Bowden holds it up. That's a good ball to the left-hand side. Jennings on the halfway line has come narrow. Feeds it through the centre. Holroyd's a cute little flick on, but he doesn't quite find Bowden. And it's cleared. Holroyd looks full of ideas. Pearson to Jennings, who's immediately closed down by Rooney and is indeed fouled by Rooney. That was uncalled for, really, by the wide man, because Jennings' pass put Carrington under a lot of pressure. But Rooney followed through, took him down, and Wrexham will be glad of the opportunity to release the pressure there. Jennings with a free kick then, about 10 yards into his own half. Feeds it over to the top. Holroyd looks offside. That's because he is offside. Sometimes the most obvious explanation is the correct one, eh? Free kick to guys on the edge of their area. And it's to keep it. Wanders up to take. Paul Cox, the Guiseley manager, has been really animated on the side of the pitch, organising his team. As Green spots it up. Otajay, the obvious target, is backing off and now backs into Pearson, but it doesn't go towards him. Carrington's able to get up and head it away. A high boot against Rutherford, but Rutherford carries on. So does the referee. Roberts drives it long. Bowden will do well to bring that down, and he has. That's really good work by Bowden. A nice work to sort out his feet. He can't quite find Rutherford, though, who hassles low and forces him to get out. He's technically a good player, I think, Bowden, isn't he? Things like that show that.
I was just thinking, he looks a lot more lively than he did on Tuesday night. He seems to be linking up well with Holroyd up there.
They were together for a bit at Macclesfield. Maybe that combination is something which is caught in possession by Rooney, who goes driving down the right-hand side. It's held up by Jennings. He closes down the passing channels and forces Rooney to give the ball away. Pearson clears. Bowden miscontrols. Holroyd challenges, and did he catch his man? Ref says not. Poor header away by Hatfield, and now here's Carrington giving it back to Finsbury. He's under a lot of pressure from Rooney in the centre circle, and does well to tidy it up and go back to his keeper. Coddington wanders up to the edge of the area. Again, there's no height up there for him to aim at. That's the problem in situations like this. He hits the diagonal. Holroyd has pulled out into the fullback, but not enough. He does well to win the header, mind. Bowden backs in. Good strength and a nice idea. Look at Holroyd. Doesn't quite find him. Holroyd asks for a foul on the edge of the area against Hatfield. The ref says not. And Guiseley plays over the top and behind. Was that a foul?
When I first initially saw it, I did, and I thought about it. I think it was just a tangling of legs.
Yeah, I think you're exactly my sentiment. I at first thought, oh, hang on, that's late. But actually, they were nowhere near the ball, and I think there was a bit of an accidental tangle. Holroyd went down asking the question. He's still asking the question, by the way. It would have been a free kick in a shooting position, but I think the ref got that right. Roberts knocks it long. Enough, it goes through to his keeper. In the middle of it, at the start of that move, though, Holroyd, against a big centre-back in Palmer, did terrifically well to win it, and that's an encouraging sign if Wrexham are going to go with this combination up front. Long kick by Green through the middle. Wedgbury gets it well, wins the header. It's headed clear by Atkinson. Carrington volleys it over the top, looking for Bowden. Cleared by Palmer. Kelly gets up, beaten by the big midfielder Lawler. Carrington now under a lot of pressure, done well so far. Does well to nick it back to Jennings. Rooney's all over him. Jennings inside. Wedgbury round the corner. Need clear by Brown. Back to Wedgbury. He had more time than that, I think. Holroyd picks up. There's good movement beyond him, and he plays a lovely ball down the right-hand side looking for Roberts. Molyneux on the recovery. Roberts. That could be the first card of the game. He was going for the ball, but he arrived late, and he'll get the first yellow card. That was lovely build-up play by Wrexham.
Yeah, looking a promising move, wasn't it? He was outpaced, and obviously the defence had to bring him down.
Yeah, it was.
Really result of that, he's now on a yellow card for the rest of the match.
Rutherford dropped off well, dropped narrow, and did that room for Roberts. Lovely ball on the turn. Roberts was bombing on. I think Molyneux was going for the ball, but having said that, he didn't make it. He definitely played the man at full stretch, and if he hadn't have hit Roberts would have been clear around the back of the defence. Right? Had no option but to show the first yellow of the game. So
they've just got to look at their options. You know, if they just whip this into the box, are we going to win it? The height of these Guiseley players, and keep it on the ground,
isn't it? There's lots of argy-bargy at the near post where you wouldn't expect players to be. Now they peel away. Kelly rips it in and it goes across the face. Wrexham is screaming for a penalty because Manny Smith was attacking it 6 yards out and did a 180-degree turn as if his shirt was being pulled. I've got to say, Smith didn't complain about it.
No.
Pearson was right in the ref's face straight away. Smith, I know he is quiet as centre-backs go, just had a quiet word as he jogged past, which maybe implies that Pearson's perception of that challenge was much worse than Smith. I don't know. Did you get a better view of it?
No, I didn't actually, but I generally agree with that. If the player himself isn't contesting, I think sometimes other players just try and put the element of doubt into the referee's mind.
Yeah, exactly. I think Pearson's a past master at that. It's a 25th minute here in Calon FM. Still Wrexham 0, guys, much more open than Tuesday as Jennings wins a good header, but it bounces through to the keeper. Yeah, it was strange how Smith's body twisted around so much, but yeah, I agree. If the player doesn't complain, it's probably a good reason for that. Pearson, mind you, is going crazy. Another poor kick by Green under pressure from Holroyd. He kicks out of his hands. Rutherford heads it forwards, can't control his header. I don't think he expects it to come to him like that. Came to on the bounce and was standing on the halfway line. Shows how poor a kick it was. But he's put it out to Rutherford, throw-in which Brown will take 10 yards short of the halfway line, right-hand side. Brown throws down the line. Pearson gets up, but it's flicked on well by Odijay. Smith beats Correa to it. Another throw-in to Guiseley, level the edge of the area, right-hand side. And it'll be taken by Brown. Wrexham just leave Holroyd up front. As Brown looks at his options. Rooney lurks on the corner of the box, dropping off to try and find a little bit of space. But it looks like it's going to be thrown long instead. Puts it towards the near post. Odijay, the target. It's flicked on well, but Rutherford's there to tidy partly up. Rooney picks it up, spreads it to Molyneux, might try a shot, drives it. Oh, takes deflection. Good save, Coddington. That's a hell of a save, turning around the post of the corner, isn't it?
It was good for him to see it through the crowd of players. To be honest, I actually thought Rooney was going to bring that down in his chest and have a shot.
Yeah, me too. But he squared it on to Molyneux and he nailed it, didn't he? Took a nasty deflection. And it was a terrific save to dive low to his right, Coddington, and palm it around the post for a corner. Here's Rooney to take it. The crowd indulge themselves in a bit of booing.
I think they look quite dangerous when they come forward.
Yeah, they've done well, haven't they? Step up now, Rooney swings it in towards edge of the shell box. Hankinson heads it back into the goal mouth. It's headed partly clear, but not well. Driven shot well blocked by Manny Smith. The shot comes in through a crowd, and it's in! Nicely scored! I think it's Macfield. He stuck it on the edge of the area. It bounced through a crowded penalty area into the bottom right corner. And Guiseley take a surprise lead here at the racecourse. There was a scruffy goal, and Covington unsighted. Died too late, didn't have a chance, did he?
No, it was the one who was crowded out by the defender. The ball. They look dangerous when they come forward. And that's the danger. We see it time and time again. Wrexham generally dominate the match, have good opportunities, and then they don't capitalise on it. And it's happened again today.
Well, as Wrexham are struggling to create, this is a real concern. Because a side that struggles to score goals going behind is always a problem. And Guiseley have just kept 2 clean sheets in a row. Scruffy goal though. Wrexham didn't defend the corner well. It was headed back in the goal mouth. First shot from Correa was a real chance. Great block by Smith, but when it came back out, another shot came in. Just bounced through a crowded penalty area. Goal being credited on Twitter, at least, to Correa. Don't know if he got a touch on that in the goal mouth, but it's Hatfield, I think, I think Correa. No, so Correa got... No, fair enough then. So, Wrexham behind. Jennings with the throw in level edge of his area needs to do something about this. Throw to the halfway line. Bowden can't get a touch on it. It's smashed long and out of play. Throw to Wrexham. 35 yards out, left-hand side. Look, Dean Keats has reshaped this team in order to make it more creative. It's got to be more creative now, isn't it?
They're going to have to... it's a test for them now, isn't it? They haven't scored for 2 matches.
Yeah.
And they've got to answer to the fans now, I think.
First goal Wrexham conceded. First goal we conceded since Maidstone away. First game we conceded at home since the first day of the season. As Holroyd skips between 2 men, but overheads it, it bounces up to the halfway line. Good flick on. Correa on the halfway line is dispossessed by Manny Smith. Paul Cox says it's a foul. Referee says not. Pearson feeds it back to Coddington. Coddington takes a touch, hits it right-footed, looking in the air for Kelly, who climbs and flicks it on. I think it got a touch off Brown. Throw to Wrexham. 25 yards out, left-hand side. Jennings to take. Throws it into the edge of the area. Kelly back to Jennings. Jennings back into midfield. Carrington now swings the ball to the far post, looking at Rutherford in the air, and he jumps in as well to help it on. Bowden resting with Atkinson. It's headed partly away. Edge of the box, Red reads his body well. Rutherford heads it into the box. Bowden meets it close to Rutherford. Beats his man, goes down in the box. Clear dive, that's a yellow card for Rutherford. Yeah, quite right. Yeah. Blatant dive by Rutherford, and he'll get a yellow card. But it was a promising moment, wasn't it? The way he nodded it back in, you wondered if it was going to drop for Wrexham, but it didn't.
I didn't feel there was any need for Rutherford to dive there. He had the ball. He only had to knock it on.
Yeah. Well, when he knocked it beyond him, you could imagine it tempting a foul, a lunge, but nothing made contact with him when he hit the deck, and the referee took a moment to decide, didn't he? He thought, hang on a second. And then when he weighed it up, quite rightly, booked Rutherford for that. So, Rutherford, the first Wrexham player to be booked.
So Wrexham manager won't be happy with that.
Yeah, soft yellow card to take. So, 5th time Wrexham have faced Guiseley. Every single time Guiseley scored first. And this is the slowest it's taken them. Before today, in 4 matches, the latest it was when Guiseley took the lead was the 14th minute here last season. So, can Wrexham haul themselves back into this as Hatfield works it back to the halfway line? Sloppy pass by Lowe, intercepted by Rutherford, but it'll bounce to Atkinson, who drills it long into the Wrexham half. Manny Smith gets up and wins the header. Popped on nicely by Law. That's a good touch and a good ball by Ojai around the right-hand side. Chance now for Brown to take on Kelly. Stands his ground well. Good tackle. Throw in to Guiseley. 30 minutes out. Brown complains, why wasn't anybody giving me an option down the line? He's won a throw. He looks now for options. He has got a long throw on him. We've seen that already. But he throws it short. Gets it back from Palmer and works it to Atkinson in the centre circle. Low now. Hits it long. Looking for Rooney in the air. Puts it straight out of play. Throw to Wrexham by the corner flag. Left-hand side. Remember, you can use hashtag AskWrexham. That's hashtag ASKWXM if you want to get in touch and ask us our opinions of what's going on in the match. At the moment, they be opinions of concern, I think it's fair to say. Throw in taken and pop back towards edge of Wrexham's area. Pearson wins it well. Wedgbury switches. Roberts looking for Rutherford. That's over-ambitious and gives the ball away. And now he's under pressure. Molyneux has him isolated. Corner of the box. Looks to go around the outside. Drills it in the goal with Manny Smith. Good block on the stretch. Throw in the corner flag left-hand side. But frankly, Guiseley are on the front foot here now, pushing for a second, rather than Wrexham trying to react by pulling themselves back into the game.
Yeah, you're quite right. Guiseley look more likely to score a second than Wrexham do score an equaliser.
Throw in taken, popped back to the thrower. Lowe, who gives it to Correa, who drives a shot, pulls it well wide in the near post. But again, a bit of space, but easy to find that from a basic throw-in routine.
I think the worry is going to be that defensively we've been okay. The worry has been we haven't been putting many goals in the net, and those questions are going to be answered today. This is a test now for them. For the remaining the first half and the second half. Let's see if we can turn this around.
Coddington takes the goal kick. Holroyd jumps at a clash of hands, or is it Holroyd's arm in Palmer's face? Guiseley thinks so. The referee's body language at first didn't seem too alarmed, but I think it was his arm that caught Palmer. I'm not saying it was deliberate. He seemed to have had the ball. Guiseley's protests weren't necessarily too heated, but Holroyd's getting a card. But the referee either is a very considered bloke who took his time weighing it up before deciding, or he was swayed by the shouts of the Guiseley players. I don't know. He's down in front of us. It's a yellow anyway.
I think Holroyd's body language suggested that he suspects he was going to get a card then.
Yeah, there was no real protest, was there? Nothing terribly sinister. Didn't swing his arm at him, but he led to his arm, caught him. Palmer's okay. Free kick to Guiseley about 15 yards into their own half. Which Green will take. The fans feel he's stolen a few yards. But Palmer, they're also unhappy because Palmer has been allowed to stay on the pitch and goes up to add his height to this set piece. So that's controversial. See if, especially if anything happens from it. I'm sorry. Free kick hit to the edge area by Green. Roberts beaten to it. Smith stoops, heads it away, bobbles 30 yards out, and picked up by Lawler. back to the halfway line, driven down the flank. Looking for Atkinson, who's still up there. Smith heads it away, played back in. Pearson heads it away. It's tied up by Wedgbury. Does well to pick up a loose ball and find Jennings. Jennings left-hand side. Carries us the halfway line, hits a diagonal. It's a nice line for Rutherford. Lowe gets up well too. Put out of play. Lowe goes down holding his head. It's a throw to Wrexham. Lowe jumps up rather quickly. So, Roberts with the throw-in. Looking for movement. He's got Carrington offering himself. Holroyd, edge of the area. Holroyd drops off now. Rutherford pops in, thrown towards Holroyd. He spins, can't take the ball with him, no. Lowe will walk out to play. Since the goal, Wrexham haven't really reacted that and trouble really going forwards.
No, it's a little bit flat at the second. I think they've started to run out of ideas early on.
Don't say that. It's a bit early for that. Now attacking options on the bench, but it's a bit worrying when 10 minutes for half time. That's what you're focusing on. We're holding it at 0-0, it's not too bad, but Wrexham trail 1-0. That's an issue.
Just have a look at his watch. Someone's got that and get an equaliser.
Calon reorganised perhaps. Flicked on by OJ from the goal kick. Pearson backs him well, gets it on the chest. Cue ball on the corner. Kelly down the left-hand side. Rudy leans on him. Kelly holds onto it. Jennings the ball in too early to the keeper. The fans aren't amused with that. They weren't really boxed in the box at that point to players in. And it wasn't great delivery anyway. As the Guiseley fans make themselves heard. Long kick deep into the Wrexham half. Jennings gets it well to beat Odijay. Flicked on by Lawler. Can't pick out. But then it's caught in possession. Trying to turn and use it. Browns clears it down the line. Correa chests it down looking for Odijay. Wedgbury's been busy defensively. Gets there first and finds Coddington. Coddington walks it to the edge of his area. It's it. Looking for Holroyd, who jumps and can't quite win it. Palmer nods it down. Rutherford's quick to get the loose ball. Wedgbury. Carrington in the middle of the pitch. Jennings down. Kelly drops off. Jennings plays a good ball into the hole. Rutherford turns on it. He's got options ahead of him. Works it to Wedgbury. Carrington clips it wide. That's nice. Roberts now can stand this up. He plays it into the box and Holroyd tries to touch it on. Good strength by Palmer. Kelly gets the loose ball, corner of the box. Jennings goes beyond him. Kelly turns nicely. Jennings has space. Kelly swings the ball in instead. Great ball. Well taken by the keeper. Gordon attacked it. Just too much on it and the keeper did well to read that and catch it. Again, good. Kelly just a little moment's creativity.
Good build-up play that. It was good opportunity there. And I think it's more successful. We're keeping the ball on the floor. We're not going to beat these guys in the air.
Yeah. Long ball forwards. Jennings heads it away. Carrington can't win it either. Flicked on towards the edge of Wrexham's area by Hatfield. Pearson's in control. Jennings hooks it clear. Rutherford rather runs into his man. Referee allows it. Bowden turns it on. Now Rutherford is sprinting down the right-hand side. He's not got people keeping up with him. No, he plays it in early for Holroyd. Great block by Palmer. He did really well. Rutherford did ever so well to play an accurate ball into the box. Palmer stretching just on there ahead of Holroyd. Promising stuff from Rutherford.
Yeah, you'd like to see this, don't you? You've got 7 minutes till half-time. Wrexham needs to be on top. This is what we want to see. It's what the fans want to see. Yeah,
a couple of decent minutes, this, isn't it? At least from Wrexham. Need to build on it, though. Throw-in taken. Bowden goes down, asking for the foul. Ref's not interested in that. So Lowe comes away with the ball. Tries to feed the ball to Correa. Poor pass. Roll out of play. Throws Wrexham 25 yards out from their own goal. Right-hand side. Manny Smith will take it. Leaves it for Roberts, and Roberts now has got the strikers down the flank, throws it towards Bowden, who backs into Lowe and touches it down and loses possession again. Good burst by Hatfield, goes past one, go past two, pokes a good ball to the edge. There's a man over here for Guiseley, and Correa takes the wrong option, hits it on the turn, first time, pulls it wider than the post, second time he's pulled a shot like that badly. And he had options outside him, and he's apologising now, but if he'd helped run, Wrexham would have been in trouble, I think, wouldn't it?
He should never have been allowed to have that shot. He's gone past 3 Wrexham players there.
It was not really solid stuff from Wrexham, whose defence has been so good this season, but doesn't look it now. We've lost our run of 5 clean sheets in a row. So we're struggling to try and make anything of this. Coddington with a goal kick, but Kelly can't reach it. throw to Guiseley, right-hand side. Just short of the halfway line. Brown will take it. Brown will try to steal a few yards into the Wrexham half, no doubt. Nearly makes it, throws it down the line. Looking for Jay. Good header clear by Pearson. Allroyd just beaten to it by a good lunge in midfield by Hatfield, and then Rutherford just beaten to it by Lowe, who plays the edge of the area. Robertson with a blind square header, edge of the area. He's lucky Carrington got him out of trouble there with a good foot in. Pearson clears. Now then, 3-on-3 break if they play it right. Allroyd up to the left-hand side. Kelly. Guys are getting behind the ball. Jennings goes on the overlap. Kelly feeds him in. It's an underhit pass. Jennings done well to get it back to Kelly. There's moves on the edge of the area, but Kelly's being closed down by Rooney. And has to go backwards. Back into his own half to Pearson. Some of the fans complain, but that was good organisation by Guiseley as Pearson tries a diagonal. It's a good one. Roberts nods it down into the box. Rutherford can't get there. Roberts claims he was caught after the ball was gone. Referee's not interested. Roberts is very slow to get up, and in fact the ref will stop play to allow him to get treatment. But there is the exception of Rutherford and a lack of players getting up to support and go beyond the strikers, and I wonder if Dean Keats will act at half-time to try and put players on. Maybe you can do that more consistently.
I don't know what you'd change to give us a better chance up front. I think we've got the players on the pitch who can do it. It's just it's obviously these are big guys, and I keep saying it. We've got to keep the ball on the pitch, bring it forward, and play it on the floor, technical football. And that's what's going to get us a goal.
So referee allows Carrington to go in studs up. I don't think he made contact with Lawler. The referee just carries on playing. Guiseley complains that it was a foul. They're still complaining how the ball's gone out for a throw to Guiseley. I mean, there's a part of me thinks Carrington went up with the studs up, and if a player has to take evasive action, that's a foul. There's another part of me thinking that he didn't make contact and the player went down and shouted. It was a dive, I don't know. I think just ignored everything, basically. He wasn't sure to make of it. Head tennis in the middle of the pitch and the throwing. Headed up in the air by Lawler. Rooney controls it down to him, and Lawler then shanks it up in the air. Where Jai is using his arms in a dubious manner against Jennings. The linesman and the ref are happy with it. It's fed back to Coddington. And Coddington knocks it long into midfield. Carrington pushes a poor ball down to Wedgbury. Does well to take that. He's done well, Wedgbury, so far, but all in his own half. Roberts drives it long, headed away by Lowe. Wedgbury down to Rutherford, who brings down his chest and braves a challenge to knock it to Wedgbury. He switches quickly. Jennings has to scamper, does well to keep that in with his chest. Pokes it forwards. Bowden back to Jennings. Good idea towards Holroyd, left channel. He's losing balance though and goes down. And Atkinson will usher that through for a goal kick. It's just all being played on the stretch off on Wrexham going forwards like that, hasn't it? Passes aren't quite sticking, aren't quite dropping exactly where the player wants it to go.
I think there's probably a slight frustration in the team in the second that they've conceded a goal. Because overall they've been the better team. But when guys get forward, they do look dangerous and they've taken their chances.
Still, Wrexham 0, Guiseley 1 here. 43rd minute at the racecourse on Calon FM. And once again, this lack of creativity that Wrexham are struggling with is a real issue. Long kick to the halfway line. Pearson gets ahead of his man, heads it on. Holroyd flicks it on. Volleyed away by Atkinson. Manny Smith jumps. Odijay backs into him. Smith wins it. Carrington caught in possession in his own half, though. Odijay goes down under charge from Pearson. Referees tending to allow for the contact. Leaves that. Molly tries an expansive shot. Wedgbury blocks it and then goes charging after it. I don't know why Wedgbury is supposed to be better. He was going to not close to it. That's the sort of thing that gets the crowds excited. Might argue it expends a lot of energy for not much purpose. He was halfway up his own half, launched it long, and then chased it and forced the keeper into long clearance. And then Wrexham hesitate for a moment to the back as they tidy it up. The fans are anxious, but it's all under control. Coddington to Jennings. Jennings shifts it onto his left foot and drills it into the second hole. Holroyd gets it well to win the header, but well, I thought he planted it out to play himself. Throw goes Wrexham's way, actually, 25 yards out left-hand side. And it'll be taken by Jennings. Jennings throws it into midfield. Carrington brings it down nicely. Feeds it into Wedgbury in the centre circle. Wedgbury helps it on again to Roberts. Roberts in the halfway line. Rutherford takes over on the flank. Wrexham building it across midfield, but struggling to find that incision to take it forwards. Now the ball's played on to Holroyd. But Holroyd's forced deep. by Palmer. Early ball by Jennings. That's a good idea. Bowden on the chase. Hasn't got the pace, though. And Atkinson on a stretch puts it out of play. But that's better from Wrexham. Nice movement, creating space in the opposing half. Throw to Carrington, who miscontrols, but gets it back to Kelly. Carrington once more. Neat little turn. He's got movement from Rutherford, who again has made a little run right to left, trying to drag Guiseley out of shape. And when it's ready to Wedgbury, he puts it back into his own half, which the crowd don't like. Pearson hits the diagonal for Roberts. Rutherford's in support. Roberts wins the header where Rutherford was, though, but Rutherford had dropped off to offer a different target. So it's cleared by Guiseley. Correa can't get to it. There'll only be 1 minute of added time. I don't think Wrexham will mind that. They need to get back in and get themselves sorted. Throw in taken. Back to Coddington. Coddington to Wedgbury on the edge of his own area. Wrexham into the last added minutes of the half. Are in their own half here, struggling to get the ball forwards effectively. Pearson, left-footed, there's a good ball to Bowden on the halfway line. Nice layoff, down it. Kelly, tight on a touchline, goes backwards. Jennings, as players try to make runs over the top. Jennings plays a good ball, man. Holroyd, round the back of the fence, left-hand side, Rutherford and marks at the far post. Holroyd feeds it too close to the keeper, taken easily. And that's another moment of frustration for Wrexham, isn't it? Pity Holroyd couldn't find better quality there.
Poor finishing, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was 2 options in the box. And he basically crossed it straight to the keeper. But good build-up play, using the width of the team, and just unfortunate, really, they couldn't capitalise on that before half-time. There was the whistle.
Yeah, there is the whistle. Huge frustration for Wrexham. The half-time score is Wrexham 0, Guiseley 1.
You're listening to Wrexham Football Club commentary live on Calon FM. Brought to you by the Wrexham AFC media team. Every kick, every goal, every moment, home and away. Coming up next, half-time match analysis followed by the second half of today's game. Follow all of the action live and exclusive here on Calon FM. Listen on 105 FM, online at calonfm.com or via the TuneIn radio app. Follow us on Twitter at Calon FM and at Commentary WAFC. Wrexham AFC on Calon FM. Whenever, wherever.
Calon FM. Well, that was quite hard to watch, wasn't it, really? Because Wrexham again just haven't got any creativity going forwards.
It's certainly a lot better today than it was on Tuesday night. They're creating chances tonight. The finishing's just not good. They're just not making those vital contacts with the ball. A great opportunity. I think we had the, I think it was our third chance. Brilliant chance, crossed the goal mouth. Holroyd and Bowden both missed it. That's the best chance of the match so far for them. But Guiseley has set it well, aren't they? They've come here obviously with a game plan and take their chances when they can. They've taken their chances well. They, forced Coddington into a couple of saves, and they've obviously got the goal, which obviously will be to the upset of Dean Keats.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're a nice man, Rich, and you're very reasonable, but this is better than Tuesday, as you say, in the sense that being kicked in the back is better than being kicked in the groin. I would argue, because it ain't great, it ain't pretty. We're not creative. We've made changes to try and make us more creative, but I'm afraid that as of yet, it just hasn't happened, has it, really?
Trying to be positively negative.
Yeah, exactly. Positively negative. That's a absolutely beautiful way of putting it. So, what does he do at half-time? How does he alter things around, would you say?
I was thinking about this just towards the end, and I'm not sure. The only change I can say, I think most people have done their jobs quite well. The only thing that change I would make is potentially maybe Bowden.
Yeah.
Bowden for Masanka, and see how that works.
Yeah.
Just adds a little bit more pace up front.
Yeah, absolutely. McCreth maybe to add width, maybe. We go for 2 wingers, or Rutherford and McCreth might open things up just a little bit.
I think Rutherford's been quite poor this first half. But again, it's a big sacrifice to take him off.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyway, frustration as Mickey Thomas comes past and just tells me we need a goal. Oh, ain't that the truth? Well, in a moment, we're now going to have a little chat to somebody who makes a terrific sacrifice in order to come to matches. So we're going to have a chat in a moment to somebody who commutes from Europe to watch home games. This it's really quite an effort that he makes. We're just waiting because our Twitter man is blocking him off. It's getting blocked off at a corner. That's absolutely shocking. But anyway, stick with us for a little chat for the most long-distance Wrexham fan that we've got.
Hello, I'm Jack McGrath. Follow Wrexham AFC on Calon FM.
Oh yeah, I'm very lucky to be joined by James Roberts, who...
Hello.
Hi, James. Now then, I've got to be honest, you caught me eye a couple of weeks ago, my son saying that, look, on Facebook, he said, there's a guy who...
I'm a bit worried if I caught your eye, is it? Well, I'm sitting this close to you.
Well, my son saw on Facebook, people, you said you were flying in from Luxembourg for the match. Now, I had a look at this, he was very impressed, and I'm a cynic. And I looked at it and I said, I think he may be coming back from holiday. But whenever I notice you doing it again, you're actually flying in. You're commuting in for matches, basically, aren't you?
Yeah, so this morning at about 7 o'clock, my alarm went off, and I was on the train from Dudelange, which is in the south of Luxembourg, and the flight was 10 o'clock into Birmingham, and yeah, here I am for today's game, although it's not going too well right now, but yeah, that's... I guess some people say I'm slightly mad, but it's what life is like as a Wrexham fan.
Oh God, you say that again, exactly. So what business have you being in Luxembourg then?
Right, so I'm a teacher, so I got a job over there back in April. So yeah, that's why I'm over there. I teach at an international school over in Luxembourg City.
And you are, like I say, flying back in. That's pretty remarkable. How many games have you managed to get to see so far?
Well, the only home, well, obviously midweekers are a bit difficult. But
the marking, obviously.
Yeah, so the only home Saturday game I've missed so far is the Bromley game, which unfortunately we did win. But
it's the best one, yeah.
It's probably the best one, yeah. So yeah, I've been back for every game since. So
that's absolutely fantastic effort. You have a forgiving wife, then, I assume.
A very, very forgiving wife, yeah. But a special note to my family that so when I come back, there is another reason to come back and see my family as well as the football. For many years, I've been sat up there with my dad, who sadly passed away a year last June. So I've got very much a link with Wrexham that I still want to be coming back, even if I'm in Luxembourg. I'll be coming back for the games, or to be honest with you, wherever I am in the world, I know I'll be coming back for the games.
Oh, absolutely fantastic commitment. I mean, it's so admirable. I thought I was brave travelling across town to watch this, I'll be honest with you. You clearly died in the wool Wrexham fan. It's in the blood. What are the games and players who really, really stand out for you then?
Well, I'm 41 now. I've seen quite a number of games, a number of players. I thought you actually might ask me this question, and players-wise, I think certainly Carl Connolly was always someone that got me out of my seat, and games that sort of does stick in my memory again was being with my dad, really. But it was not that long ago, really. Mansfield away, won 3-2 in the last minute. Jay Harris, a bit of a screamer from the outside of the area. And then going back to the FA Cup days, Peterborough, that was a fantastic night, and Birmingham. They were really good days, and so I thought that was Lee Fowler for a minute. I thought I'd have to say I like Lee Fowler, but it's not Lee Fowler, is it?
No. We had Lee Fowler up here. You're filling his
that's what I thought.
He was up here at half-time a couple of matches ago. We interviewed him.
I had heard you were interviewing him. Yeah. So I thought I'd better say his name. He was sat next to me, but I won't say it then now.
That Peterborough game, the Birmingham game. Funnily enough, I was talking about it to my son yesterday.
Right.
Most frightening commentary moment I've ever had. Because when the winger, forgotten his name, got sent off, Devlin, for fouling Martin Chalk, I called it as it was. It was shocking. Stood jam into his knee. Mm-hmm. And when I said that, an entire row of Birmingham fans turned around hearing me say it, and they would have ripped me limb from limb were it not for the fact that luckily Birmingham's press box has got an odd setup, and there's a little sloping roof in front of it, so they couldn't get at me. And otherwise I wouldn't be here today, I promise you. So Birmingham sticks in my head for all the wrong reasons, as well as the right ones.
Yeah, that was a brilliant day. there's been lots and lots of cracking matches and really good players. Certainly Gary Bennett as well was one of my sort of real someone you want to see passion out on the pitch. He was the man to show it. So.
And we need that sort of heart out there right now. It's quite hard work at the moment for them, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sort of sitting around with the older boys. They're sort of asking them about Tuesday night and saying, is this better or worse? And they're saying, well, it's actually sort of slightly better, but unfortunately the scoreline not really showing that. I think everyone's crying out for this mythical, creative midfielder that I've been reading about that we were dying for. And I can't really lie, really. It seems that that's what's necessary. I feel a little bit sorry for the strikers at the moment. They are running around and they're trying to get in the right positions, but it just doesn't seem to be. There's something missing like that at the moment. It's in the middle of the park.
Yeah, maybe a lack of people getting up to support them as well, perhaps.
Yeah.
Things not quite working. And we're defending very well, but when you let a soft goal in like that, or a scrappy goal like that, a side that doesn't make chances is struggling then, which makes your sacrifice or your efforts all the more admirable. You're going to keep at it.
I'm sponsoring the match at Christmas at the Dover game, so I'm a ball sponsor for that with my family, and so I'll be definitely back for that. I've just booked flights for the Ebbsfleet game. I pick the glamour-tised, don't I?
Absolutely.
So I booked the flights for the Ebbsfleet game, and I'm sort of looking ahead to see what other sort of flights I can do for the other matches up and coming as well. So
it's an incredible effort.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
Magnificent. I'm so glad that my son was right and that you are indeed doing it every game. You deserve every plaudit.
Well, believe it or not, there's actually probably a Luxembourg and Wrexham fan as well. There's one of my friends, Jamie, who lives over in Luxembourg, is another Wrexham fan. So we're thinking of starting up the Luxembourg and Reds club. So there's all two of us at the moment, but we're trying to pull away a PSG fan away from his team and support Wrexham, so there could be three of us soon.
Well, I just explained to him that we're the National League equivalent of PSG. And
exactly,
This mystery striker, when he arrives, will be the equivalent of Neymar.
Exactly, just like Neymar,
Brilliant stuff. You've already got more fans in Wrexham than most Luxembourg First Division teams already have in Luxembourg. That's a good sign.
I went to watch my local team do Lange play the other day. Actually, I got a 7-0 and a red card, so it was quite exciting.
Antidote for what you've seen here today, I'm afraid. Oh, absolutely. Well, we are massively impressed. We'll continue to follow your travels, and if you can bring your friend over for a double-hander, we'd be very glad to welcome you back.
He'll be over with me for the Dover game, definitely at Christmas. So we'll pop over and say hello.
Fantastic. An absolute pleasure to meet you, James. It really is. And
thanks very much.
Keep up the magnificent work. Well done. You're a fine ambassador for us.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Brilliant, Nat. Thank you.
You're listening to Wrexham Football Club commentary live on Calon FM, brought to you by the Wrexham AFC Media Team. Every kick, every goal, every moment, home and away. Coming up next, half-time match analysis followed by the second half of today's game. Follow all of the action live and exclusive here on Calon FM. Listen on 105 FM, online at calonfm.com or via the TuneIn radio app. Follow us on Twitter at Calon FM and at Commentary WAFC. Wrexham AFC on Calon FM. Whenever, wherever.
Calon FM.
Wow. Commuting from Luxembourg. He's seen every home game bar one, he said. So, or every Saturday game bar one. That's quite an effort.
That's commitment.
Absolutely superb, that
must be the expense of his ticket in here.
I would have thought so. Yeah. And he mistook you for Lee Fowler, which is confusing, but nonetheless.
We'll say him.
If you do share any of his playmaking qualities, get out there straight away. Yeah, but back sadly to reality. Wrexham 1-0 down at half-time against Guiseley, struggling in all honesty. Failing to really make many chances. Dean Keats is not somebody to panic and not someone to make rash judgments, but this may push him into the transfer market maybe a little more eagerly than he'd have wanted to, I think.
Yeah, I mean, being frank, it's simply not good enough, is it?
Yeah.
You know, this potentially up to now, we've 2.5 games without a goal.
Yeah.
And, you know, something's got to change. I mean, for the second half, he's going to have to. We're 1-0 down. We've got nothing to lose now but to go for it. You know, a couple of players, a couple of tweaks he could make, but I think we've got to change the formation against this guys and team who are set up well. A bunch of big guys who have come here to do a job, which are doing well. So what I'd probably suggest go to a 4-3-3 and try and exploit the wings a bit more.
Well, James suggested that in commentary on Tuesday as well, actually. Rich, it's an interesting question, isn't it? I mean, if I could play devil's advocate, maybe Keats is feeling that 4-4-2 is what offers him that defensive solidity, and if you change from that, you may leave yourself more open to attack. But I mean, we're rapidly approaching the point where you have to take that gamble, because at the moment we're just not creating enough.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if they're happy to settle with a point and go for a draw, stay with the 4-4-2, and let's see if we can grind out another goal. But it's 4-4-2 against 4-4-2, and it's obviously at the moment it's just a stalemate for us.
Yeah.
So I would change. I'll go to the 4-3-3, maybe for the first 10-15 minutes, see if we can get a goal back, and then change back to the 4-4-2. But we need to do something after the break, because at the moment it's simply not working, is it? You know, we've created a few chances, and I think, as it was highlighted just a second ago, we played better today than we have on Tuesday. Yeah. But we're not getting the ball in the net, and it's those vital finishing challenges we're not getting.
I mean, the issue maybe is that, I agree. We look more likely to score than we did on Tuesday. I think we're playing inferior opposition, though, having said that. I mean, Hartlepool look like a well-organised side that will climb the table. Guiseley look well-organised, and clearly Paul Cox has made an impact, but still their desire is to survive, isn't it, rather than try and get back up out of this league. So that's a concern. Phil Cooper.
And who do you blame? People will always look for somebody to blame. Someone to point the finger at. Is it the strikers? Is it the setter? Something's not right somewhere, and it needs to be corrected quickly.
Well, I mean, as James said there, and you were alluding to it, but Bowden is often the one who gets blamed, although I think he's not done badly in the first half. But a lack of supply to the strikers has been what's making them look ineffective. As we've got Phil Cooper asking on Ask Wrexham, fans think we lack quality midfield with pace to break down teams and create chances, and also no leadership on the field. I don't think leadership's a problem. I think there's some good characters in there, and I think Keats has deliberately recruited looking for characters, but I would agree in terms of a creative quality midfielder, we lack that. The midfielders are decent, but not creative, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly looked during the first half. Mark Harrington was controlling a lot from the midfield. He was barking out the instructions to the players and controlling it. So I don't think we lack in that respect. Sam Wedgbury, a good centre mid, good solid centre mid. I just don't know whether maybe it's in the wings. Marcus Kelly's had a really good first half, I think, played really well.
Probably his liveliest first half of playing for the team, to be fair, hasn't he? He's come in, he's looked a prompt. He's played a couple of decent balls into the box, but it hasn't been congealing as we get things underway for the second half. The ball not long and out of play for the throw to Wrexham over the edge of the area.
I think I'd like to see the left and right backs get forward a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so. Guys, you win the ball back, and Pearson has to be quick to clear from the edge of his area. It's knocked into again towards that area, and again Pearson does well. The centre-backs again have looked strong. Bowden tries to touch it on. Palmer just about comes out with the ball. Clears. Smith gets it away this time. Rutherford on the chase. Molyneux beats him to it. Rutherford forces a mistake from him. Not the best touch by Kelly, though, and he asks Manny Smith to get him out of trouble. Of course, Manny does. The ball's fed back to Coddington. Wrexham have to build from the back. Notable that Kelly's taken very central positions up early on in this half. There's not long to Holroyd on the flank. Bounces all the way back through to Coddington. Interesting to see whether that's just him following the ball or if there's something a little different afoot here. As Wedgbury in his own half. Guys, you're pressing hard. Roberts plays it forward. Bowden backs him well. Flicks it round the corner. And Holroyd can't get to it. Palmer's back pass nearly got him interested, but it's smashed clear deep into Wrexham's half, and Pearson will run it all the way through to Coddington, making his second debut for the club on loan. He balls the ball out to Manny Smith, and Smith feeds it on as a nice idea towards Kelly, who's definitely playing more centrally, but he couldn't take it in his stride. It's cleared, and Roberts brings it down under pressure in his own half, knocks it away, headed back in towards the edge of the area, but in the end rolls out of play for a throw to Wrexham. Coddington's 6th game for Wrexham, and still waiting for his first clean sheet, I'm afraid. Not that I would blame him for that. So the ball's knocked on, and Manny Smith looks for Coddington with a header, and Coddington can't stop it going behind the corner. That was a bit of a lax header by Smith. Wrexham not starting on the front foot at the start of the second half, are they, Rich?
No, I think they're still waiting for the second half to get going.
2 minutes of it played, and Wrexham have struggled to get the ball forward meaningfully. I want to see them settle down with the ball to see exactly what the shape is. Kelly appears to be playing behind the strikers now in a more central position. Wrexham went to a diamond at Maidstone to try and get us back into the game, with Kelly playing in that position. There's a short option. It's not going to be used. Rooney will rip this in right-footed. Swings it to the near post. Danger stuck across the face. The goal goes over the bar. How did that not go in? Brilliant delivery by Rooney. Touched on by Hatfield. And, well, Correa was standing virtually on the goal line in front of an open goal. He turned his back from the ball. It hit him on the back of the head. And somehow, luckily for Wrexham, it went over rather than in. That was a bizarre let-off, that, wasn't it?
I don't think he knew where the ball was, and that's why he had his back to the goal. He's facing the way in the net now. That was fortunate for Wrexham.
Well, I mean, it was a tremendous delivery by Rooney. Hatfield was standing on the goal line and touched it on. I don't know if Correa expected to go out and was turning his back on it. He certainly, as I say, took his eye off the ball. That was a remarkable let-off for Wrexham. It was from the free kick. Wrexham again concedes a free kick on the halfway line, and they're just not getting the ball down at all at the start of this half. Wrexham fans complain that Brown is taking his time over the set piece. I wouldn't blame him. His team are in control, and he's not in any great rush. Free kick in the right-back position, just short of the halfway line. Brown, right-footed, drives it towards the edge of the area. It's Pearson nodding it down, rather. Atkinson can't control it. Kelly brings it down skillfully and turns on the edge of his area. Now he's looking for support. He spins and plays a slack ball. Hatfield intercepts. He's lucky for Wrexham, though. It falls to Rutherford, who skips beyond his man in the centre circle. Driving through the middle, spreads to the left. Jennings. First time Wrexham have come forward this half, frankly. Jennings stands a ball to the far post, horribly overhit. Goes out of play, and the crowd angry and frustrated about that. At least things opened up for Wrexham a bit, though. Rutherford did bound the build-up.
Yeah, it was better. It's fans not happy.
So,
again, it was the wrong decision, wrong ball.
Wrexham at the moment are essentially playing with two up fronts, Holroyd and Bowden, and then Rutherford's sticking to his right-sided position. Kelly is left the left side and is playing in behind. Holroyd maybe dropping off to the left when we lose the ball, so it's a sort of, loath to say 4-3-3.
I can't work out at the moment what formation it is.
More like a 4-2-3-1, really, isn't it? Holroyd is dropping to the left, but he's trying to come in narrow as much as possible as the ball's played long. Held up by Correa, by the corner flag. Manny Smith tight on, so is Jennings, and the ball rolls out for a goal kick in the end. Yeah, it's a 4-2-3-1, with Holroyd on the left, Rutherford on the right, Kelly in the hole, but Holroyd, I think, is looking to come narrow and support Bowden up front as much as possible once Wrexham get the ball. Interesting to see how this beds down. It's a different shape. Will it work?
Yeah, I find it interesting that Holroyd's out on the wing and Kelly's in the middle.
Coddington knocks it long. Holroyd knocks it against his man. It's cleared. Correa miscontrols it in midfield, scraps to try and keep it back, and then Carrington does well to get it away. The referee allows a firm challenge on Jennings and then by Carrington. And the ball in the end ends up back with Green, who clears to the halfway line. Wedgbury backpedals and chest nicks it down to Carrington. Holroyd comes narrow and picks it up in the hole, spreads to the right. Roberts is there, Rutherford outside him. Rutherford back into midfield. Wedgbury clips it over the top looking for Rutherford, but Roberts is blocked off the ball. Free kick. Molyneux, who's been booked already, is the guilty party. Referee goes across. Doesn't seem to be taking any further action. Free kick to Wrexham right-hand side, about 25 yards out, and a chance for Kelly to sweep it in as Pearson goes across and says, why didn't you give Molyneux a second yellow? That would be a remarkably harsh one, quite frankly.
And the referee just told him to calm down.
Yeah. It would be unlike Pearson if he didn't ask the question, no, because he's always in the referee's ear. So, guys who leave Correa up front as the sun comes out here at the racecourse. Kelly squinting into it. Will whip this into the box. One-man wall to negotiate. Ooh, there's another bit of argy-bargy off the ball. Pearson hits the deck. Adijay is chasing after him. It's floated in. Oh, he goes down again. Well, I think that's a fair shout for a penalty. I was watching him run back in, and ODJ was trying to pull at him, and Pearson's livid. The ref didn't give it, but that was worth asking the question, I think.
You see it so often in the box. Some referees will give them, some won't. I think you're quite right, though. I think the linesman hasn't indicated anything.
Yeah, it was a dangerous thing for ODJ to go. When Pearson got up again and then span away from him, ODJ was chasing after him. Having that in goal, so I was definitely reaching out to pull at his shirt. Whether he let go when he ran in the box or not, I don't know. But it was a dangerous game to play, I'll say that much. Anyway, it's still 1-0, 2 guys. There's Holroyd runs a good header from a long kick from Coddington. Bowden uses his body well to get there, and then back heels a bit, it's not there. Too much for Bowden, just doesn't quite work as it's slashed out for a throw to Wrexham, 20 yards out left-hand side. At least Wrexham are maintaining a little spell of pressure here. Maybe it was the first time in the game that they've had concerted pressure. The throw-in's taken quickly. Kelly, left-hand side, feeds it back to Carrington. Carrington is immediately closed down. Guiseley pressing hard. He feeds it into Wedgbury. There's an option on the right here. Oh, but Wedgbury looked up to see it. Took his eye off the ball and is tackled by Correa. And there's a 2-on-2 break here. Correa bursts forwards, goes in the wrong direction. And in the end, Manny Smith is possessed. Wedgbury recovered now, having lost the ball initially. But Correa had to look left where he had a player unmarked and inside turned right and ran into trouble. Oh, lovely touch by Kelly. Spins past his man. High line to try and negotiate. Can he play it in behind him? Palmer steps out to him and slows him down. And Kelly has to play it backwards. Wedgbury in the centre circle. Spreads to the right. Roberts feeds it to the edge of the area to the feet of Bowden, who pops it off cleverly. Kelly, though, trying to turn, is tackled. Tell you what, the Guiseley midfield work hard. Hatfield then tackling as the ball goes off for a throw on the halfway line. The Guiseley are extremely hard working when they haven't got the ball, aren't they?
That was a good pace build up there. I just felt the wrong ball. Said he could have come out wide then. Rutherford was making his move. I think that would have been the correct ball for me.
Carrington with a tremendous ball to the left. Jennings around the back of the defence. Swings in the cross. Flicked on towards goal, but wide. Good effort that by Bowden. Cross at near post. Bowden with a flick header. Put it wide at the right post. But it has opened up, and that's to Wrexham's benefit, isn't it?
Yeah. Good bit of pressure by Wrexham. Need to maintain it now, but they need to get something out of it.
It's a throw-in, actually, that flick header. It wasn't that far away from goal, but once it bounced, it just kept going along the line. It's a throw right by the corner flag.
The fans not happy. Also, a lot of time wasting going on by Guiseley.
Wrexham are starting to press, are starting to open things up. A Guiseley player's gone down hurt, and he's needing treatment. Guess which Wrexham player is having a real go at the fourth official over this? Yep, it's Pearson.
We can keep a tally chart, can we?
It's he likes dialogue, should we say, with the officials.
And now he's going over to have a chat with him.
Yeah, he's worked the fourth official. Now it's the ref's turn. But the ref, I bet, is delighted when he sees him wandering around to start having a go at him. Lawler is the player who's down hurt. His left leg appears to be the problem. And I think that Guiseley are wise to take a bit of sting out of things. For the first time in the last couple of minutes, Wrexham have just threatened to start to get things going, haven't they?
Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. And it's the game plan, isn't it? Slow the pace down, take the sting out of what's just been happening for the last couple of minutes, and regroup and start again.
Yeah, they're not daft. It's a lengthy spell of treatment as well. He's still down on the floor.
Bowden's having a chat with the linesman now as well.
Yeah, he's over there, giving him the benefit of his opinion. Decent effort that was by Bowden from the headers. A flick header at the near post. Good movement, good cross by Jennings. And he just couldn't steer it between the posts as Lawler, the big midfielder, is up. And going off to the sides of the pitch, Guiseley have got a substitution ready. Just Daniel East. As the throw-in will be taken now by the corner flag, left-hand side. Thrown down the flank. But the J beaten to it in the air by Roberts. It drops to low. Poor clearance by him, and a good ball by Carrington. Finds Jennings in space. He might try a long-range shot here. Swings it in the far post instead. Powerful header cleared by Atkinson. Ball played forwards. Wrexham claim and get a handball decision. Awkward ball bouncing up at him, and he controlled it with his arm. Free kick to Wrexham, 35-40 yards out. Not a shooting position, but a chance to send both centre-backs up, and they go up, and Wrexham just getting a bit of forward momentum going here.
Well, the referee's made Wedgbury move the ball back about half a metre.
As he does.
And controversial in the first half, he wasn't challenging Green.
Wedgbury stands it up towards the edge. A decent delivery, good defensive header. It's a corner. Tremendous defensive header that. It was ODJ at the far post. He got it well, just flicked it behind. He's gone down. But I think, although the Wrexham fans don't like it, I think he was just accidentally butted in the back of the head by Jennings when he went to attack that. ODJ has got up, I think, has he? Physio's on. Ashley. Rooney is complaining that it was a foul. It looked like an accidental clash of heads to me. Brown it was, in fact, who won the header. So he'll have to go off the pitch to get treated, even though he got up and didn't want treatment. Genuine injury to Brown, but he's okay. But, yeah, he'll have to stay off the pitch for this corner. In-swinging corner from Rutherford, left-hand side. Guiseley a man short. Brown has to wait. Rutherford steps up, swings to the near post. Powerful header, clear by Palmer. Brown is back on the pitch now. Picked up by Kelly. He looks one way, then the other, and Brown is going to get a silly yellow card because he's run on the pitch without the permission of the referee. Well, that's kind of dumb, isn't it? I thought it was odd when he came on because he was quite near to Rutherford's, and Kelly was obviously looking to play it back to him and then didn't because Brown had picked him up.
I'm just wondering why he'd run back on without the nod.
It's a really basic, stupid error for Brown to make. But he's run on without permission, clearly, and he's got himself a yellow. Well, that's bizarre. And Wrexham have a free kick.
It's always, I never get where they're sending the players off after injury. The first half, the referee didn't send the player off.
Yeah, he allowed him to come straight back on, didn't he, Palmer? Free kick level the edge of the area. Now, left-hand side, Rutherford will take it right-footed. Rooney is a one-man wall. Referee blows his whistle. Rutherford floats it in with a lot of height. Pearson is flicks it on. Was he pushed in the back? Referee says not. Dean Keats is livid, the Wrexham fans are livid, but the referee is not interested. Goal kick. I don't know, I think Pearson tends to exaggerate when he feels a little bit of contact. I wasn't, what do you think? I wasn't convinced by that, I've got to be honest.
Well, I looked straight at the linesman as well, and the linesman hadn't spotted anything. I think sometimes the reaction of the fans can make it a bit more excitable.
Yeah, and like we say, Pearson's always going to complain, and now Lawler has gone down again. They had East ready to come on. He's still there, ready. Lawley had treated before. Wrexham players are complaining to the referee that this is cynical. Roberts is leading the complaints.
Starting to frustrate the fans now.
Yeah. And as Pearson naturally takes over from Roberts in complaining. Second spell of treatment for Lawler. I mean, if East is going to come on and replace him, it would make sense that now it should happen, I guess. And indeed, East is going to come on to replace Lawler. It's been an interesting little spell of the game where Guiseley have just taken the sting out of it, but Wrexham have managed to get on top of things. The change to 4-2-3-1 is opening things up and is making us look a bit more threatening, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think Guiseley know that, and that's why they're doing what they're doing in the second. They're trying to take the sting out of the match. It's provided a lot more attacking options. We just need the final ball.
Yeah, we're getting players up in attacking positions a lot more now, aren't we? To be interested to see if Wrexham make a change. Masanka's just come in. I think Wrexham are stripping off a sub. Masanka just came into the dugout, and I can see someone taking a bib off. We can't see through the player specs because the light's reflecting on it who it is.
I was just thinking to myself, maybe give it 10-15 minutes, then make a change up front and bring Masanka on.
The goal kick's taken, and Wrexham win it back. Wedgbury knocks it backwards to Roberts. Bowden will get to that. Headed out of play by Atkinson. Throws to Wrexham 10 yards into the Guiseley half right-hand side. Wedgbury hurrying around trying to get the ball back, and then gives it to Roberts, who throws it to Wedgbury on the halfway line. Wedgbury closed down, switches, looking for Pearson. Pearson drives forwards, crossing the halfway line. Jennings is outside him. And Jennings receives, cuts inside. He's been very lively his second half. Kelly in midfield, turns, finds room on the left-hand side. His body's in the box if he wants to swing one in. Jennings is offering himself as well. Kelly lays it backwards. Carrington's a switch on now. Swings it towards Roberts. Roberts, right-hand side, brings it down nicely. Sweeps it across to the far post, beyond everybody. Jennings will chase that to keep it alive and beats Rooney to it and flicks it cleverly beyond him. On the goal line now, he tries to turn. Rooney tackles. Carrington, lots of space, corner of the box. Chips it into the far post. Atkinson attacks it, heads away. He's had a really good game in the back, Atkinson. And Guiseley tried to break, looking for Correa. Manny Smith, great tackle. Went to ground, won it cleanly, throw into Guiseley. Oh, Correa stays down to the fury of the Wrexham players and fans. Wrexham not happy with this as Correa lies on his back, shaking his legs, saying he's hurt. It's a very clean tackle by Manny Smith. The referee again is allowing the physio on, even though he's right on the goal line. Alex Reid has come on in the meantime for Scott Bowden, so Wrexham have made the change up front. But yeah, they are really, they're breaking the game up very successfully, aren't they?
Yeah, there was nothing malicious in the challenge from Manny. It was a good challenge.
Well, Correa, he's staying down. Still getting treatments, as Wedgbury is now coming over to complain.
Just on the change, I was thinking, I thought it would probably be Scott Bowden who came off.
Again, he's worked hard, but again, he's not really shown any cutting edge. Ooh, Correa. Correa's either very hurt or really laying it on with the trowel. He's writhing around. His right foot is what's getting treated, it seems. His head.
He's stretching his leg out. I'm wondering whether it's his hamstring.
Yeah. He really is rolling around on his back while the physio treats him. I mean, if he's that badly hurt, I don't know, Wedgbury pointedly picks up the physio's kit and throws it off the pitch and complains to the referee about this. If Correa's as badly hurt as his body language is saying, the referee should be getting him off the pitch.
Yeah, that's it.
On a stretcher. Because he really is writhing around like something serious has happened. Maybe it has. Sometimes the innocuous-looking challenges are the ones that hurt the most, but, well, it's a lengthy hiatus. There's a quorum of 5 Wrexham players around the referee complaining about it. The ref's showing no sign of doing what the little kid behind me is screaming and getting him off. So.
I mean, but the flip side of it is the time will be added on at the end.
You hope. You never know, do you? 18 minutes into the second half here on Calon FM, as Wedgbury is grabbing hold of Correa and saying, take him off of the stretcher, and that will kick something off. Rooney runs across, and the guys and players get involved. Paul Cox has come out of his area. The Wrexham videos come now, and eventually a stretcher has come. To the delight of the Wrexham fans, but I've got to say, the referees handled this poorly. If Correa is badly hurt, he should have been taken off the pitch. If he is laying it on thick, he should have been taken off the pitch. Either way, I mean, it's the referee's fault, this.
And either way, there's no defending it, is there?
Yeah.
He's created arguments between the players.
Yeah.
The fans are getting frustrated.
It's a very, very long stoppage. But yeah, what sparked off the arguments then was that Wedgbury walked up, clearly was saying to the referee, he needs to be taken off here, and grabbed Correa by the shoulders. Didn't lift him, but grabbed him by the shoulders to make the point of the referee of get a stretcher on. And eventually...
And what are the chances he's going to be back up on his feet in a minute?
Well, yeah, we'll soon see, won't we? Yeah. I should say as well, they haven't got him onto a stretcher yet, and he's not going to go on the stretcher. Well, I've got to be honest, I wanted to cut him some slack and see whether he was badly hurt. But the stretcher's now been taken off the pitch again. Correa is back up on his feet.
They have got a substitution ready, Baisley.
Yeah. And it is a striker, so he may well be coming off. I've got to say, I know the referee might be pushing his luck a bit, but if he comes back on, I'd be very tempted to book him, because that looks very suspicious now, and he looks like he wants to be asked to come back on the pitch. Reece Thompson is ready to come on, but he's waiting, I think, for permission to come back on. As Wrexham win the ball back from the throw-in, the ref's given permission to Correa to come back on, and he's still standing off the side of the pitch for some reason. Wrexham knock it long, Holroyd goes down edge of the area, the ref doesn't give it. The referee is right not to give that, and Correa belatedly comes on, to the fury of the Wrexham fans. I don't like to make the accusation, but I'm suspicious of Correa there, I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll look at the challenge.
Well, here he goes now looking to challenge, and he's moving very freely on the edge of the areas. It's cleared into midfield. And Wedgbury knocks it over. Now, Holroyd can chase after this. Can he get in behind Palmer? No. Palmer gets there first, heads it away. And it'll be thumped clear by the right back, Brown. Nodded away by Carrington. Manny Smith gave Correa a good shove off the ball there, I think, to test out his fitness. Wedgbury's chasing to try and charge it down and forces a hurried clearance. Pearson heads it away. Rooney volleys it back over the top. It's being chased by Correa, who again is moving very, very freely, and then slides in and fouls Pearson. Pearson lies on Correa for a bit, who rolls. I think Pearson's trying to provoke a bit of argy-bargy there, wasn't he? Correa didn't fall for it. So goal kick.
Nope, he's winking again.
And he's now signalling a need to come off. But he's standing on the pitch to do so. And Manny Smith, livid, tells Coddington, take the goal kick. He's gone down again, and Wrexham carry on, and the ref doesn't look at all interested. This is disgusting, I've got to say, from Correa. He was lying on the pitch. trying to get the attention of the officials. It's not working. Roberts on the halfway and feeds it back. He's just trying to waste time. It's appalling, this. And the referee, fair play to him, is completely ignoring it. Here comes Wedgbury driving forwards. Guys be down to 10 men of their own doing. Spread to Roberts, right-hand side. He's got bodies in the box. And he wins a throw-in, left the edge of the area. Now, a different substitute ready for Guiseley, so maybe they didn't think the career was ever going to come off. It is him who's going to come off, and it's going to be Kevin Hurst who comes on. And Correa, well, the rest allowed the physio to come on again. He's down by the corner flag by Coddington's goal. And this is going to be another lengthy stoppage.
Surely if the referee thinks he is he's having him on, he should be booked.
Yeah, yeah. But he's walked off the pitch now. Again, walked off the pitch rather than the interception. And Hurst has come on. But, no, that's embarrassing, that, I thought, to be honest with you.
It becomes fast, doesn't it? I think there's been a series of events in the second half.
Yeah.
With Lawler several times going down.
Who was hurt. But anyway, Wrexham take the throw in. Roberts, with a crossing chance, digs it inside 6-yard box, headed firmly clear by Atkinson. Throw to Wrexham by the corner flag, right-hand side. Roberts goes across to take it. In fact, Rutherford takes it first, gives it to Roberts, who stands it up to the far post. It's a decent ball then, headed back in the danger area by Jennings, only partly cleared. Kelly, edge of the area. First touch takes him away from goal, but he fakes a cross in, which beats Rooney on his right foot, squares it. Wedgbury hits a shot, he mishits it. Oh, and Reed had a chance then. It was a mishit shot. Reed just didn't make contact with it, and it dribbled away. But and the mishit shot could easily have gone for Reed to stick in the net. Is a bit of a rough resection for Correa as he walks around the sides of the pitch. He's not limping around the side of the pitch, I should point out.
Right in front of all the Wrexham fans.
Yep. They're not amused. Not amused at all. 69th minute here at the racecourse on Calon FM. Wrexham 0, Guiseley 1, in a game which has certainly gone angry. Wrexham knocking it clear. Pearson wins a throw-in his own half, left-hand side. Jennings will take it. He's looking for movement on the halfway line. Thrown towards Reed, who's beaten to it in the air. Carrington helps it on. Reed brings it down, but not cleanly, and it's cleared by Brown. Intercepted by Jennings, whose clearance is charged down. Wedgbury feeds it back to Manny Smith, has to be sharp to get there. Pearson in the left-back position, driving forwards. Holroyd wants a ball over the top. It's not forthcoming. Pearson carries it to the halfway line. Neat little ball down the line to Jennings, who's been very advanced in the second half, scrapping away. Feeds it behind the defence. Holroyd will chase Dapper. It's got too much on it. Green, the keeper, comes out and just makes sure it goes safely behind for the goal kick. And, well, how much time? We should have a bit of a sweep here. How much time's going to be added on at the end of the second half? We've got 22 minutes left. So Green is going to get bucking here.
I'm going for 6 minutes.
That's the minimum I think it should be, if I'm honest. Green's going to get booked for time wasting here. That was awful, that. He put the ball outside the 6-yard box to take a goal kick. Went back to the end of his run-up and then acted innocently like, oh gosh, the ball isn't in the 6-yard box. I'll have to go and move that to waste time. And the referee saw straight through that. They're laying it on too thick, Guiseley. Much too thick, I'm afraid. And there's a danger they'll rile the ref, who will add on more than he needs to. And he needs to add on a hell of a lot.
It's borderline embarrassing.
Yeah, that's true. Goal kick taken. Manny Smith wins the header. Holroyd challenging for it. Can't win it. Throw into Wrexham. Just inside the Guiseley half, left-hand side. Jennings will take it. Throws it into the hole. Kelly brings it down. Turns, looking for space. Back to Jennings on the halfway line. It's got to be said, Wrexham have improved second half, but they aren't creating chances still. They're not creating, and that's an issue. Roberts, that's a cute idea towards Rutherford, but he underhits it. And now Wrexham are pressing to try and claim it back. Played over the top. Looking forward to Jai, and Manny Smith lets it roll through to the keeper. Hurst has gone to the right-hand side, the Guiseley sub, and they've gone to a 4-1-4-1 to try and counteract Wrexham's more attacking formation. Wedgbury, that's a good ball to Kelly. First touch is poor under pressure, though. Rooney hooks an equally hopeful ball forwards. Manny Smith, that's good. Nods it down cutely. Wedgbury in his own half. Looking to drive forwards. Jennings demands and gets it wide. Left-hand side, halfway line. He's immediately closed down. Turns around the corner. Poor touch by Holroyd, but he's helped it on. Looking for Reed. And he wins a free kick. That was a very late tackle on him. Free kick in midfield. Brown it was who clipped him. Wrexham have a free kick in midfield and a chance to put her in there. 19 minutes left here on Calon FM. Wrexham 0, Guiseley 1. There'll be a lot of added time to play in this. Wedgbury over the free kick. Guiseley have everyone behind the ball. Wedgbury gets the go-ahead. Flings it into the edge 6-yard box. Too much on that. And Pearson tries a silly shout for a penalty. And, you know, we've had Rutherford booked for a dive in the box already. And frankly, Pearson was maybe a little fortunate not to join him. Pearson grabbed hold of Odijai's shirt and then threw himself to the ground while holding onto it and tried to claim that was a foul. Yeah.
Surprisingly, he's complaining to the referee.
That ain't happening, eh?
It's not like him.
Yeah, no, not at all. This hasn't been an easy game to referee, I would say. Anyway, Green a bit more hurried over his goal kick this time, hits it into midfield. Roberts has to chase and play it back to Coddington. Coddington takes a touch, finds Manny Smith on the edge of his area. Smith comes forwards on his right foot. The strikers switch over, Holroyd and Reid. Smith rolls it into midfield. Rutherford's done well to find a little bit of space for himself. Plays it on. Carrington in advanced position to the overlapping Roberts. He's got lots of bodies in the box. Swings it in dangerously well. Won though by Palmer. The two Guiseley centre-backs have been tremendous for my money. They've been really good.
He's got a lovely cross straight to him.
Yeah, it was good shape on it, wasn't it? And, you know, Reid's good at attacking the space in the box, but on this occasion, it was Palmer who made it his. Corner, right-hand side. Kelly with the in-swinger. Crowd around the keeper. It's swept in towards the near post. No, it's overhead. Well taken by the keeper, but too close to him from Kelly. We've been good from set pieces this season, but today we haven't, have we? Our corner's been poor.
Yeah, I mean, I said it was a good cross before. You know, these are big defenders. You're not going to win these crosses in the air. You need to keep it on the ground.
Lowe gives the ball away on the edge of his area. Kelly finds Rutherford, who works it down the right to Holroyd. Holroyd holding it up. Nice footwork, little drag back. He drags it back over the line, though. Throw into Guiseley, 10 yards out from their own goal, left-hand side. Carl Darlington's been up in the seats in front of us watching a game from an elevated view, and he's just running down to the dugouts to give them something he's seen. So Wrexham may have spotted something that needs changing. Throw-in taken. It bounces off Manny Smith's face, if anything. And now for a throw-in to Guiseley, 15 yards short of the halfway line, left-hand side. And this is a real scrap, this now. Wrexham desperately battling to try and avoid a second home defeat of the season. Throw-in taken, Manny Smith heads it away. Comes back into Wrexham's half, and Pearson runs it back to his keeper.
So we grind out a 1-1 draw. It wouldn't be a disaster as a result, as it's so close in the league at the moment.
Well, right now, I'd take it, I tell you. Wrexham go into this game only 2 points off the top. No ball knocked over Guiseley's defence, but Palmer controls that comfortably. Kelly's pressuring him, it's thrashed out. Throw to Wrexham about 25 yards out, left-hand side, and it's taken quickly way further back. The referee's not happy with that, understandably. Wrexham were keen to get things underway, but you know, the throw-in's about 30 yards further forwards than it was taken from. Throw-in towards the corner flag. Holroyd feeds it back to the thrower, Jennings, level the edge of the box, and he pops it inside. Kelly lets Holroyd take over. Holroyd digs that across towards the far post. Reid can't get there. Headed partly away. Roberts puts it back into the danger area with a lot of height in it. Reid gets up and wins the header. Well, he puts it well wide for what should have been a goal kick. Molyneux kept it in, launching it up in the air. When his keeper went for it, he swung his foot at it again and managed to hook it away for a throw-in. So eventually, I guess that worked, but it was an unorthodox way to concede a throw-in, that. Roberts 20 yards out, right-hand side, thrown into the corner of the box. Neatly controlled and fed back to him by Kelly. Fed forwards towards Rutherford. That's not great, that a ball to him, but he's done well to feed it backwards. To get across him, flicked on towards him. Brilliant save! It was a good cross by Rutherford and a good header by Holroyd across the keeper. It looked to get beyond him, and Green acrobatically left with his right hand and managed to push it away. Tremendous save, that. Now here's Wedgbury. It's all Wrexham this. Carrington pokes it in towards Reid, backing in. Good feet. Helps it on to Holroyd. Does well to stretch and poke it on again to Roberts. Wrexham got Masanka getting stripped off now. Roberts into Wedgbury in midfield. Wedgbury changes feet. Good switch. Over to Jennings, left-hand side in space. He's got the full-back isolated. Level the edge of the box. He's got bodies in the box. Lots of bodies. Takes on his man instead and slips. And that's a waste. Ball's carried away by Brown. Drives it up to the halfway line. Pearson, too strong for Odijai. It bounces through to Coddington. He gives it back to him. Wrexham push on once more. Long ball by Pearson. Reid fouls his man. 14 minutes left. He was offside as well. 14 minutes left. Wrexham trailing 1-0 here to Guiseley on Calon FM. The Sanka's an interesting one. Change of shape again.
Yeah, I think Dean Keats is realising that Guiseley are on the ropes at the second. Yeah. Bring on another attacker. They conceded 18 goals this season so far, Guiseley. Yeah. So, on paper, we should be able to score.
Yeah, mind you, they haven't conceded since Paul Cox took over. And his influence is clear in the way they've set themselves up, because they have worked hard. But the second half, Wrexham are getting at them. Manny Smith now deep in his own half, carries it forwards. Rutherford offers. Strikers both look to make the same run over the top. It's played short anyway to Rutherford. Wedgbury in the centre circle. Comes driving forward, spreads at the left-hand side. Jennings is a gap down the line, which Reid is trying to fill, but Jennings' pass is charged down. Wedgbury now in the middle of the pitch. Looks up and sees the possibility of a switch. Plays it for Roberts. Tremendously played. Roberts is caught there. Free kick to Wrexham, 30 yards out. Lowe was a bit unlucky. He was going for the ball. The ref didn't seem to give it. Linesman did. And now here comes Masanka and McCrath. So Wrexham are going for this. Now let's see who comes off. Masanka is the first one who will come on. Fourth officials having trouble programming his board just to add more added time. Really?
Oh no, it's changed it. It did say 8.
All right, it's Kelly coming off. Slightly surprising. I thought Kelly's buzzed around quite well. Maybe Wrexham just looking to be more direct. So Masanka on for Kelly. Now, who does McCrath replace? The like for like would be Rutherford, of course, but Wrexham maybe I want to leave as many attacking players as possible. Again, the fourth official is taking ages. And I think the referee's telling Wrexham, take the kick because I'm not waiting any longer. The fourth official is going back and checking the paperwork with Andy Davis now. Well, this isn't great, is it, really?
I think looking at that, it would suggest it's going to go to a 4-3-3 direct.
May well be, yeah. Well, Wrexham are going to have to take the kick before the second sub comes on, because the fourth official, can't read Andy Davis's handwriting? They're going to take it, are they? No, Holroyd is coming off. So, Holroyd, he's worked hard, he's not fully fit. He'll be replaced by McCrath. And it's kitchen sink time here at the racecourse. Wrexham are 1-0 down with 11 minutes plus a big chunk surely of added time left. Jennings with a free kick right-hand side, swings it into the edge of the area, easy header clear. Put into midfield, where Carrington is quickly across to receive. Under pressure, he hits it back to Coddington. Collington feeds it quickly over to Roberts. Roberts deep in his own half, gets it onto his right foot, hits a long diagonal looking for McCrath. He jumps with Lowe and does well to win that. Masanka now back to McCrath, right hand side, that's good. There's not many bodies in the box though, surprising, as Wrexham get their shape back. McCrath takes on Lowe, comes inside, feeds it to Jennings, who's still over on the right hand side. I've taken that free kick and he swings across to the far post. Rutherford's after this, good stretch to head it clear that though on the far side by Brown, throw into Wrexham by the corner flag, left hand side. Rutherford quickly takes it to Pearson, 25 yards out left-hand side. Rutherford takes over. Shapes to go inside, then outside. Back into midfield to Wedgbury. Stands it into the mixer, too close to the keeper. Easy take that. We might get a chance now to see what the shape is, because since the subs came on, it's just been bodies in the box.
Good pressure by Wrexham.
Absolutely. It's good pressure, but not creating still is the problem, isn't it? And I think we're really looking at a 4-2-4, essentially, here.
We could just do with an overhead kick by someone, couldn't we?
Oh, no, that would be rather nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, there was always something dramatic with Guiseley. In 3 of the 4 games against Guiseley, Wrexham has scored in added time, I should say, but we could do with that. There'll be enough of it.
I think it was Masanka who got the overhead kick off.
That's Masanka, absolutely, yeah. There's Roberts as well to win the ball in midfield. Carrington squares it on. Guiseley, really, since these substitutions, have barely had any possession. Just that Wrexham hammering at the door have not been able to really make chances. Jennings down the line. Rutherford picks her up left-hand side. That's his new position now. Jennings again. Masanka's offering. Jennings pokes it to him. Masanka, nice body shape to come inside his man. Carrington around the corner, looking to put Rutherford away. Can't quite manage it, but it's a pass that forces Brown to slide it behind for the corner. Left-hand side. Wrexham playing 4-2-4 essentially now, with Rutherford and McCrath as the wingers. Masanka and Reid up the middle. Rutherford will take an in-swinger. The set pieces have been poor. Will this be better? Swept in towards the far post. Keeper comes through a crowd, punches it up in the air. It's headed away from under the bar and then smashed clear by Palmer. Nasty delivery that from Rutherford, but just about Guiseley, who at Barrow showed terrific spirit, clubbed together to get rid of it. Now then, Here comes Roberts driving over the halfway line, spreads to the right-hand side. McCreth has a bit of space, runs at his man. On his right foot, swings a ball with good shape to the far post, headed back into the 6-yard box by Jennings. Keeper punches, and it's cleared away again. And again, Wrexham pressing but not creating. Carrington spreads it wide. Roberts to McCreth, right-hand side. Takes on and comes inside his man, left-footed cross this time, swinging too close to the keeper, taken well by Green, who's had a lot of that sort of catching practice. He collided with Masanka as he went up to take down by Manny Smith rather, and Manny Smith has stayed down. Green throws the ball out of play for a throw. Smith is okay. It is just throw everything at them and hope something sticks now time, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. Guys are struggling to get out of their own area now, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're going to make another change. But, it's all hands to the pump, isn't it, really, for them now. 3,916 is the crowd here today. So, change is made.
Thompson finally gets his chance to come on. He was due to come on earlier on in the match.
Yeah,
when Correa went down initially.
And I wonder if Cox here is just thinking he needs the ball to stick up front more. Thompson goes up front. Looks like they're changing back to 4-4-2. Now Wrexham have gone to a variation of that shape. Reece Thompson goes up front to ODJ. Molyneux has come off. Rooney's now going to the left-hand side. East is on the right.
I think looking at the setup, they're fancying trying to catch Wrexham on the break.
Yeah. And like I say, if they can make the ball stick up front, that relieves the pressure, doesn't it? As immediately the ball's played long towards Thompson, cleared to Rooney, back to the halfway line, clipped over the top by Lowe. Roberts backpedaling, heads it away, and good work by Wedgbury to win the 50-50, and by Roberts to win the 50-50, and cleared to the halfway. And McCreth gets up early, Lowe gets up better, heads out to play, throw to Wrexham. 30 yards out from their own goal, right-hand side. Roberts back into his own half to Wedgbury, and plays the back pass. Collington knocks it to the halfway then. Reed jumps, goes beyond him. Rutherford's back again, can't win it either. Carrington brings it down, a crowded area. He's held on to it well. Now can he deliver? Clips it over the top, looking for Rutherford. Not a bad idea. Gets underneath it, McCreth rather, and then beats his man and is penalised. The ball go out of play, perhaps. It seems Lowe might have been pulling his shirts, but the flag goes up in Geisley's favour. It's bold to put an extra striker on, but I think sensible. If they can keep Wrexham away from the Geisley goal, then job done, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I think that it just ask questions, and you have to leave another player back. Just takes away a bit of that attacking force.
Coddington with the ball at his feet. Possession had been squandered by Geisley. And Wrexham are working it around at the back. Wedgbury around the corner. Roberts pokes it down the line to McCreth. That's a clever first-time ball. Rooney tries to turn. Great tackle by Atkinson. And it's cleared over the top of Wrexham's defence. Coddington will come out of the area to deal with this. Launches it long, right-footed. The Geisley bench correctly say it's gone out of play for a throw. It'll be taken by Lowe eventually. He wanders slowly up to take it. The Geisley bench is saying it curled out of play deep in Wrexham's half. Referee doesn't agree. Lowe throws it down the line. Roberts heads it away into midfield. Reed is there, wins it as well. Now can Wrexham switch? Wedgbury sees the pass and plays it to Jennings. Slightly underhit. Jennings has to wait for it to arrive and then beats East well. Good burst of pace. Taking on Brown now. Feeds it inside. Corner of the box. Masanka back to Jennings on his left foot. He drives it across. It's blocked by Brown though. Attacked by Rutherford to try and claim it back. He wins it back well from East. Edge of the area. Will he try a shot? No. Works it wide. Jennings on his left foot. Puts it onto his right. Stands it up. Reed flicks it on. Gone behind for the goal kick. Wrexham claim it was a corner.
Yeah, I think it did. Goal kick that was.
Yeah, it looks it to me. I've got to be honest. Yeah. Reed just stretching, couldn't do anything but just flick it on, and so Green will take it. 86th minute here on Calon FM. Wrexham 0, Geisley 1. Wrexham have never lost at home to Geisley, have lost at Geisley, first time the sides met 2 seasons ago. And Wrexham are going to have to come up with something unforeseeable, I would say, to pull a point out of this. Lots of effort. But they are, like I said, still lacking that creative edge, even though they've got more attacking players in dangerous positions. Lovely ball by Carrington to the left. Jennings, who's had a good second half, back to Wedgbury, who's worked extremely hard in midfield. Wedgbury on his right foot, trying to drive forward, squares it inside. Jennings is there. Jennings turns, switches to Manny Smith. Roberts on the halfway line. Down the line to McCrath, who takes a touch. Back into midfield to Carrington. Wrexham just trying to pull guys out of position. Carrington again, good feet. He needs help. Wedgbury isn't helping him with his positioning. He's wandered at the pitch, and Carrington had no options. He did well in the end to feed it across to Pearson. Pearson tries to drive forwards over the halfway line. Jennings into midfield. Rutherford has popped off. McCrath made a great run out to win, but Rutherford plays for Masanka, and it's well won by Palmer. Manny Smith takes a touch which puts him under pressure, and Thompson is hassling him here. Smith in his own area is tackled by Thompson, but that tackle takes out to play for a goal kick. Edgy little moment by Smith, who I'm sure had half a mind to thinking how quickly get the ball forwards.
Yeah, he was looking for support, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was he was all in control. Didn't seem to be overly panicking.
Goal kick taken short to Manny Smith. He drives it long, and Atkinson's under that, heads it clear. In midfield, Wedgbury makes it his, clears it over the top. Brown wants to run it back to the keeper. Reed's on the chase, but it's got too much on it, and it goes to the goalie. And so Joe Green bounces it a couple of times. With how much time will be added? 2.5 minutes before we find out. It's knocked long. Pearson nods it down. Flicked on by Wedgbury inaccurately. Smacked away by Lowe. Odijay does well to chest that down. East on the right-hand side, feeds it down the line. Thompson on the right flank takes on Jennings, who barges into him and then gets a foot in and clears into midfield where he overcommits. Brown gets past him. Jennings has stayed down. Brown helps it on. 25 yards out, pokes it forwards. Nice ball. Thompson into space down the right-hand side. Little step over. Can he cross? Good tackle by Rutherford. Jennings is up now. Looks to be complaining to the referee rather than needing treatment, so he's limping, but he's going to carry on. Guys with the corner right-hand side. I say there's 2.5 minutes before we find out how much is added on, but it depends how well the fourth official can programme this board. Thus far with the board, he seems to be looks like a granddad trying to tune a DVD in, doesn't he? He seems befuddled by the technology. He has guys these corner, they send bodies up and they swing it into the box. Pearson with a good header. Falls to Atkinson, drives a good save by Coddington. Comes back in and it's splashed wide. Well, Coddington stood up well to parry Atkinson's effort. It dropped down into the goal mouth, and Thompson, close range, turned and just splashed it well wide. Wrexham a bit lucky that the game wasn't over there, aren't they?
It was a good save, but it was kicked straight at him. Wrexham lucky.
Absolutely. Goal kick then.
Could have put this to bed.
It's taken long. Reed jumps and is beaten to us in the air by Palmer. Throws to Wrexham, taken quickly. Reed back to Jennings in midfield. He has to go back into his own half. Pearson is there. The pace has just gone out of Wrexham a bit the last 5 minutes or so. Jennings turns it around the corner, can't find Reed. It's smashed away easily. All the way through to Coddington. Brings it down neatly. Brings it as far up the pitch as he can. 30 yards out from his goal. He chips it, looking for McCrath in the air. He beaten easily. Wedgbury in the centre circle. Heavy touch. He's tackled. Manny Smith will have to go back to his keeper. Coddington once more. Clipped that ball accurately forwards, but Eastland and McCrath not an aerial target, to be honest. He steps up now and hits it right-footed. Looking in the air for Roberts, who's got very high at the pitch, and Lowe heads it into his penalty area. Green will just about stop it going for a corner. Manages to do it with his feet in the end. He did well. And then collapses on the ball. Will he stay down, having landed onto who's that Wrexham playing? Jennings that far forwards, is it? Green has stayed down. The referee is calling the physio on. Well, he kept the ball in with his feet.
For more time.
And then dropped on it, yeah. Dropped onto the Wrexham man.
They may as well take a risk now, Wrexham.
Yeah. Well, certainly the reason I was confused by who the Wrexham player was is that Jennings.
I think it was Jennings what went in for the challenge.
And he's the furthest player forward in open play.
Didn't look to make any contact with the keeper.
The keeper sort of landed on him. He's up straight away. 8 minutes of added time. So, referee certainly has delivered. Wow.
And I'll see the stoppages for this as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
This could make 100 minutes.
You're not wrong. Well, we're a minute into those 8 and there's been no play in those 8 minutes, so that should make it 9. Sadly, refs don't always operate by that logic.
We'll take a gamble now. Take a gamble.
Yeah.
Leave a couple at the back, throw everyone forward.
I think they'll have to, won't they? Wrexham, they may well send a centre-back up. We've seen Wrexham do that with Manny Smith.
It makes no difference if we lose another goal, 2-0. You made 1-0 down, go for it.
Absolutely. So, long kick by the keeper goes all the way through to Coddington. Green looks a little bit uncomfortable. Coddington drops the ball to his feet, knocks it long. Masanka's chasing this, but it's onto Lowe's head. He heads it away comfortably. I mean, to be fair, Wrexham have wasted, thrown bodies forward. I say Jennings is playing as a winger, essentially. Roberts is getting quite high up, too, as Carrington turns, flips it forward. Masanka can't win it. It's cleared. Roberts in midfield, heads it on. Masanka can't get there. It's headed away. Carrington brings it down nicely. Goes round the outside of his man to Roberts. Good tackle by Rooney. Driven over the top of Wrexham's defence. Manny Smith under pressure from Mojay, and he has to hook it out of play. He's hit it against the Guiseley man. Throw-in taken quickly by Manny Smith. Roberts in his own half. Jennings screaming for the switch. Roberts goes direct instead. Reed jumps. Can't make a loose ball. Did he use his hand? That's a bad tackle by Lowe on Rutherford. Free kick on the edge of the area. And he'll get a yellow card, the fourth yellow that Guiseley have had. Rutherford did well then, didn't he, to attack that loose ball?
Yeah, he saw the opportunity. He's won a free kick from the team.
He's had another energetic game, Rutherford, to be fair, and he's done more than most in trying to provide some sort of cutting edge. Lowe gets his yellow card. Free kick on the corner of the box, right-hand side. Jennings will take.
I think we should think when we take this free kick now. If we play it into the crowd of players, likelihood of us winning it against these big guys, it's not going to happen. Potentially go for a shot.
Well, it is a possible shooting position, certainly, but there's a hell of a crowd of bodies in the box, so that there are options there for
come out.
Jennings. Everybody for Guiseley back in the box. A three-man wall. Jennings stands on it. Referee gives him the go-ahead. Jennings swings it into the goal mouth. Good header, clear. It's gone behind for the corner. Atkinson attacked that, flicked off his head, went behind. Corner, left-hand side. Rutherford will take it. The 6-yard box so crowded. Rutherford floats it under the bar. Keeper comes again. Can't catch it the first time. Does it the second. He's been dominant. He's had a lot of easy catches, but he has been dominant, hasn't he, Green?
Yeah, he's performed quite well in fairness to him.
He wanders up to the edge of the area.
One particularly good save he made from the header earlier on. I think it was Bowden, was it? Had the head?
Yeah, Holroyd with the header, wasn't it?
Holroyd.
Yeah. Trouble for Wrexham, that's the one time he's had to really make a save. It was a huge kick by the keeper. Pearson's done well to win it by his own corner flag. Left-hand side, he's lost the ball. That's Sloppy Thompson now. Jay in the middle, pulls it back. Rooney pulls the trigger. Good block by Manny Smith, and Coddington gets the loose ball. That was dangerous for Wrexham now. Can they break? Here comes McGrath. Good tackle. McGrath picks up the loose ball, though. He's tackled again. The ball's driven into the dugout. Throw into Wrexham. Wrexham wants to take it quickly, but can't. So Roberts comes across to take it. Thrown back to Manny Smith. Smith stands up the diagonal to the left-hand side. Jennings jumps, flicks it on, I think, but doesn't get much on it. Reed's done really well to chase it and keep it in and by the corner flag and win a throw-in to Wrexham. We've had 4.5 of the added 8 minutes. There ought to be another minute added on to that. There'll be no post-match analysis. We'll be handing straight back to the studio because this game's going to finish pretty much on 5 o'clock. Throw-in taken. Wedgbury drives it in, blocked easily on the edge of the area. Comes out to Manny Smith. Roberts asks for it. It's played back to Coddington instead. Coddington. Pearson is staying up front now. Coddington drives it towards Pearson, who jumps and is beaten in the air well by Atkinson. Rutherford switches to the right-hand side. Good ball. McCraft takes it on the chest. He's isolated out there. He needs help. Works it inside cleverly. Carrington now. Onto his left foot, stands it up looking for Jennings on the edge of the area. He wins the header, drops from Masanka back to goal. It's surrounded by defenders. He loses the ball and trips Hatfield, and he didn't need to do that. And that's our chance for Guiseley again just to slow things down. Free kicks them on the edge of their area. Rutherford scampering around to spot the ball up for them. That won't achieve anything. And Wrexham running out of time now.
Yeah, Green in no hurry to take the free kick.
Quite rightly. So close, Guiseley now. It's their second win of the season. It's Green, right-footed, drills it. Pearson underneath it, heads it away. That was clever. He knew Roberts had space, and he's headed it to him. McCrath's gone over the top. Roberts plays it, looking for him. McCrath on the chase, right-hand side. Again, Atkinson is there, gets there first. McCrath blocking him in by the corner flag. He's put out for a throw to Wrexham. 15 yards out, right-hand side. Said it constantly, I know, but the two centre-backs for Guiseley have been brilliant. Here's Roberts now with the throw-in. McCrath offers. So does Rutherford. McCrath gets it. Back to Roberts. Poked it on to McCrath. A 50-50 poor ball. That throw into Wrexham. McCrath is tackled. Roberts rushes across to take it once more. Throws it in. Back to Roberts. Comes inside his man onto his left foot. Chips it in. Poor ball. Atkinson heads it clear. Roberts jumps. beaten to it in the air. Was he fouled by Rooney? Ref says not. Odegaye tries to knock it on. It rolls out of play, throw to Wrexham on the halfway line. 1.5 minutes of added time left. Like I said, the ref ought to add more on for Green's treatment. Let's see if he does. Collington, 30 yards out of his goal, launches it long. Pearson's still up there, heads it on well to the edge of the box. Jennings chests it down, hits a shot as well. Shot by Wrexham! In the 97th minute, Wrexham have got themselves again injury time goal against Guisbury. A tremendous strike. Two members of the back four in the box for Wrexham. Pearson flicked it on, Jennings helped it down, Wedgbury on the edge of the D nailed a tremendous strike. It flew inside the right post. A brilliant goal by Wedgbury, and Wrexham have got themselves level. Wow.
Brilliant strike, brilliant finish, and just, they've got what they deserve.
Yeah. Well, it was a great strike by a player who has really put himself around in midfield all match. A really good effort by Wedgbury. And now, well, we've got 30 seconds left, plus possibly another minute, I guess, if the ref adds it on.
I don't think there'll be too plus now if we don't get that injury time extra minute for the treat on Green.
Throw taken, Masanka fighting for it in midfield. He doesn't win it. Low clips it forwards. Wrexham have to be careful here as Thompson knocks it in the box. Pearson puts it out of play. Throw level edge area, left-hand side. So that's 5 games between Wrexham and Guiseley. Wrexham has scored in injury time in 4 of them. But look out, because Guiseley aren't finished yet. We've now had the 8 added minutes. It's what the ref decides to add on for Green's treatment. Throw-in taken, and it's Guiseley coming forwards. Ball played down the line, and Roberts cleverly checks out. Wedgbury's there, smashes it away. Masanka on his own up front. Can't control it. He needs to do better there. Low, feeds it down the line. It's Rooney. Feeds a good return ball to Low. Chance to cross here. Taking on Carrington, feeds it inside Masanka as well to come back, but a ball clearance. Rooney will hit this edge of the area, swings a curler, puts it wide. Wow, the crowd are jeering him, but Wrexham sloppy, conceding chances to shoot then. I didn't like that, I gotta be honest with you, Rich.
I'm sure that'll be the amusement for the fans, really missing.
Well, Coddington has changed his mind on what side of the 6-yard box he's taking it from. If the ref adds 1 minute on, there's 10 seconds left. He drills it long. Masanka's after this. Coddington have to switch sides, put it through the middle when nobody was. It's flicked on by Odegaye. Manny Smith clears Odegaye, tackled by Wedgbury. Good ball, Naring. Carrington in midfield. Stands it up over the top, looking for McGrath. Good idea. Low heads it firmly away. He's had a good game at left back. Really handles it in midfield. The referee says that's enough of that. And he blows the full-time whistle to a mixed reaction from the Wrexham fans. The final score is Wrexham 1, Guiseley 1, in a game of remarkable drama in the end. Wrexham getting a 97th minute equaliser from Sam Wedgbury to equalise Correa's 28th minute goal, and Wrexham still continue to strive and work for that creative edge, but in the end throwing bodies forwards. At least they had threat in the second half. No time for analysis. We're back to the studio in 20 seconds, but a 2-word answer. Rich, man of the match?
He went off as a substitute, but I'm going to give it to Marcus Kelly.
Fair enough.
He hasn't got a brilliant match.
He did look lively, didn't he? Fair play to him. So Wrexham scrapping away, miss out on the 3 points, but at least have managed to get something out of this match. With the final score, Wrexham 1, Guiseley 1. They hand back to the studio.
Calon FM, 105 FM.
Forgive. That's what they say. Don't speak. Not yet. Better wait till you cool your head. Oh no, no regrets. Can't feel bad about the path we tread. Walk on, my friend. There's no need for us to pretend, 'cause life goes on.